Green. Green. And then I will focus on it. If you again, once it is done, scarper. डाल दूं इस पे डाल दूं स्टार्टअप अच्छा ठीक है चलेगा ये
लगा दो
ये वाले ओपन करो।
वीडियोस करके रखो यार,
अभी मिनिमाइज करके आपको देखना चेक करने के लिए चेक करने पे ओपन कर दो।
हाँ तो वो अलग पीपीटी था, दूसरा वाला चैलेंज का नो पीपीटी
चैलेंज
ओके
अलग
ओके
ये एचपी कंपनी
हो गया करो तो क्लिक ठीक है ठीक
ये आगे वाला
ठीक है चैलेंज करिए चैलेंज हाँ ये
you can just click in the next page. Okay. आताच नाही मी कर सांगेल गडबड करू नको. So can we start? Honorable and esteemed jury panel, Principal HPMDI, all the finalists of Udgam, and dear viewers from Pan India, a very good morning to each one of you. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend you all a very warm welcome on behalf of Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. And we are very excited that you all have joined us today here for the final round of HP Udgam Startup Tech Challenge. Dear all, every organization, every community has an anthem to live by. An anthem which defines it, provides its direction, and aspire every individual to go an extra mile. Let's start our day by singing and respecting our HP anthem. I request all to kindly rise, join, and sing together our HP anthem, please.
दसों दिशाएं नाम छुटी जागती नाम छुटी जन जन का मन हर्षाया हर्षाया एचपी ने जब कदम बढ़ाया ऊर्जा का सागर लहराया दसों दिशाएं नाच उठी जन जन का मन हर्षाया एचपी ने जब कदम बढ़ाया ऊर्जा का सागर लहराया, हिंदुस्तान पेट्रोलियम देश के कोने कोने में जो फूंक रहा है प्राण, आज देश की धड़कन है, कल जग को धड़काएगी। हिंदुस्तान पेट्रोलियम एक नई सुहानी भोर, ऊर्जा में कल की ओर। हिंदुस्तान पेट्रोलियम एक नई सुहानी भोर, ऊर्जा में कल की ओर। हिंदुस्तान पेट्रोलियम एक नई सुहानी भोर, ऊर्जा में कल की ओर।
Thank you very much. Please have your seat, please. Dear all, as Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji said, the idea of startup is as ancient as the world is. Each economic age has been defined by the disruption of previous one, by the evolution of idea and products that displace the old ones. It is noteworthy to mention that HP Udgam, HPCL Startup Initiative, launched in alignment with the Visionary Startup India Initiative, has been a beacon of innovation, nurturing startup and fostering a culture of entrepreneurship within our organization HPCL. Today, we shall be witnessing the rich culture of HP Udgam through final round in which top 5 shortlisted ideas shall be presented. Today, we are fortunate to have with us an esteemed jury panel consisting of Director Refineries HPCL Shri S. Bhartan Sir, Director Human Resource HPCL Shri K. Shetty Sir, Head SME and Startup BSc Shri Ajay Thakur Sir, Executive Director CSNP and BD HPCL Shri D.K. Sharma Sir, Executive Director Retail HPCL Shri Sandeep Maheshwari Sir. Please have a round of applause to welcome all our esteemed jury panel. Let me also take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed panel to all our viewers who have joined online. Dear all, our first jury member is Director Refineries HPCL Shri S. Bhartan Sir. Shri S. Bhartan Sir is the Director Refineries of HPCL effective October 1st, 2022. He is a postgraduate in chemical engineering with an impressive career spanning over 3 decades in various streams of refineries and corporate at HPCL. In addition to his role at HPCL, he serves on the board of Hindustan Mittal Energy Limited (HMEL), Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited (MRPL), HPCL Rajasthan Refinery Limited (HRRL), and Ratnagiri Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited (RRPCL). He heads the board of Hindustan Biofuel Limited (HBL) and Price Petroleum Company (PPCL). Under his esteemed leadership, HPCL's Mumbai Refinery and Visakhapatnam Refinery's modernization project took place. Shri Bhartan is instrumental in setting up India's most modern and integrated refining petrochemical complex, which is nearing completion in Pachpadra, Rajasthan. He has extensive experience and expertise starting from refinery operation, cutting-edge technologies, integrated margin management, to leading the HPCL's Green Research and Development Center, HPGRDC in Bengaluru. Shri Bhartan was a part of important committees like Energy Transition Advisory Committee, Enriching Petrochemicals Production, Indigenization of Catalyst Manufacturing, and Policy for Synthetic Fuel, etc. So, we welcome you. Our next jury panel is a Director Human Resource, HPCL, Shri K. Shetty Sir. Shri K. Shetty Sir has assumed the charge of Director Human Resource of the company effective May 1st, 2023. Prior to this, he was Executive Director Human Resource with an additional charge of Employee Relations. Shri K. Shetty Sir is a gold medalist in Human Resource Management from Andhra University and also a distinguished alumnus of Swedish Institute Stockholm, from where he completed his diploma in Sustainable Development in 2012. He has also completed his advanced management program from MDI Gurgaon, ESCP Europe Business School, Paris. He is an SHRM USA Senior Certified Professional and is currently on AIMA Core Committee on HR and also on National Council of Indian Society for Training and Development, known as ISTD. He is also on the board of HPCL's wholly owned subsidiary company, HPLNG, effective October 10, 2022. Having 3 decades of experience in HR in various capacities at HPCL, he is responsible for the entire gamut of HR ER functions at HPCL. So we also welcome you. Our next jury panel member is Head SME and Startup BSc, Shri Ajay Thakur sir. In his 26 years illustrious career, Shri Thakur sir has extensive experience in capital market spanning India's major custodians to the leading exchanges. At BSc, he spearheaded crucial initiatives including arbitration, regulations, and pioneering SME and startup platforms. Under his leadership, BSc became India's largest SME platform with 360 plus companies recognized by the esteemed institutions like the Asian Development Bank and IOSOC. His visionary leadership has transformed India's capital market, fostering innovation and entrepreneurship through the strategic collaboration and outreach. Our next jury panel member is Executive Director, CSNP and Business Development, HPCL, Shri D.K. Sharma sir. Shri D.K. Sharma sir is a transformational leader driving the company's strategic vision. With over 31 years of experience, he led multi-million-dollar modernization project and spearheaded digitalization and energy transition initiatives. Passionate about renewable energy, he is steering HPCL's growth toward the value creation in sectors like green hydrogen, biofuel, electric mobility, ensuring a resilient energy portfolio for India's future need. Our next jury panel member is Executive Director, Retail, HPCL, Shri Sandeep Maheshwari sir. Shri Sandeep Maheshwari sir holds a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering with honors and is a distinguished MBA gold medalist in international business from the prestigious Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. With a career spanning various pivotal roles within HPCL, he brings a wealth of experience and expertise to his current position as Executive Director, Retail. Shri Sandeep Maheshwari sir's journey within HPCL has seen him transverse through different arms of organization, including retail and vigilance. His leadership capabilities have been recognized through his tenure as the head of various regions and retail divisions. Notably, his outstanding contribution to the company has been acknowledged with the esteemed HP Icon Award. With a solid foundation in engineering and exceptional acumen in business management, Shri Sandeep Maheshwari sir embodies a visionary leadership commitment to driving growth, innovation, and excellence within HPCL's retail sector. Dear all, HPCL always forefront and make a point to interact, motivate, and inspire the young startups. Today, we are fortunate to have with us our esteemed jury panel present here for the HP Udgam, a Startup Tech Challenge round for the finale round. I would now request our Principal HPMDI, Shri Praveen Kumar sir, to kindly welcome our esteemed jury panel with a book and a sapling as a token of our respect and gratitude. Principal HPMDI, Shri Praveen Kumar sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a round of applause. Principal HPMDI, Shri Praveen Kumar sir, welcoming our Director Refineries, Shri S. Bharatan sir. Thank you, sir. I also request you to kindly welcome our Director Human Resource, SPCL, Shri K. Shetty sir. Director Human Resource, HPCL, Shri K.S. Shetty sir. I would now request Principal HPMDI once again to kindly welcome Head SME and Startup BSc, Shri Ajay Thakur sir, with a sapling and a book. Head SME and Startup BSc, Shri Ajay Thakur sir. Thank you, sir. I would now request to kindly welcome our Executive Director, CSMP and Business Development, Shri D.K. Sharma, sir. Sir, I once again request you to kindly welcome our Executive Director, Retail, HPCL, Shri Sandeep Maheshwari, sir, with a book and a sapling. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please have once again round of applause to welcome all our jury panel. Now, you all must be very excited for the HP Udgam. So without a further ado, to set the context for today's event, may I request CGM Business Development, Shri Kushal Banerjee, sir, to kindly set the context. CGM Business Development, Shri Kushal Banerjee, sir.
Thank you, Arvind. At last, the day has come. 75 applications, 2 rounds of intense pitch battle, and now we are here in the final round, sitting in front of the Shark Tank team, HPCL Shark Tank team, waiting for the final results. It's my privilege to welcome the members of the grand jury, respected Director Refineries, respected Director HR, Executive Director CSP and BD, ED Retail, and of course, esteemed guest Shri Ajay Thakur, Head SME and Startups, Mumbai Stock Exchange. And of course, the dear startup members here were sitting here after the round of battles and emerged finally for this final round, came here, top finalists. All our officer team members watching this live, my team members from BD, all sitting here, and warm welcome to all. To the final round of Udgam Startup Tech Challenge at HPMD and NICD. 8 years ago, Jan 6th, Jan 16, that is what we call the National Startup Day, India embarked upon a very, very ambitious journey, and that is for regarding transforming the face of innovation and entrepreneurship in India, which happened when the startup initiative was announced. The number of recognized startups today in the country has gone from around 400 in 2016 is 1.15 lakhs today. And every state has got its own startup policy, and every district you will see, in fact, more than 80% of the districts of India are covered by the startups today. Startups are today mobilizing billions of funding, creating lakhs of jobs every year, and they have become an integral part of the Indian economy, which is currently the 5th largest in the world. This is now a consensus, and we at HPCL also believe very, very intensely on this, that the startups are the massive engines of job and wealth creation, disruptive technologies, drivers of social change. Startups, innovators, and entrepreneurs are the progenitors of all momentous technological changes happening around. Some of the India's largest and the most respected global conglomerates, they also started as a startup. You must be knowing many of them. So startups are the distinct economic pillars. We at HPCL, we believe in promoting and developing entrepreneurship across the country through the startup ecosystem by way of simplification and handholding, funding support and incentives, and industry academia partnerships. Somebody reminded me very nicely that just to add the innovation system, what is happening in India, there is a 60% growth in patent filings. 247 applications are being filed every day now in India. You can imagine the growth, what is happening in innovation. India has filed 465,000 patents, making an increase of 44% from the last decade. And what we say is today we are 6th position globally in number of patents filed, and showcase and innovation boom in India has never been witnessed to, which is happening now. And startup ecosystem has a huge contribution towards this. Somebody rightly told that building a startup is like building a house. Imagine if a contractor approaches you with a gleam in his eye and talks about, sir, trust me, I'll give you a house for 3 months. I'll spend 30% money on plumbing, 30% on framing, building walls, 20% on painting, balance on electric work. I asked the contractor, so how will the house look like? Sir, who knows, but the journey is exciting. Is it become a bit laughable sort of thing? Yes. That's what is the startup and the investor relationship. When we discuss with the startups, yes, we also like as a house owner, we talk. When you're building a house, you demand a blueprint. That's what the startups we look for, a timeline and a clear picture of what your future home will look like. Investors, much like homeowners, are not looking to pour their money into a foundation that doesn't lead anywhere. They want to invest in a house that at the end of construction period is not only standing but is ready for the next phase, and that's what we're looking for the startups. Anyway, it doesn't mean that house analogy works in more than ways. In fact, mistakes can happen. Flats can go wrong. We have been seeing it doesn't come up. No one expects the contractor to exactly predict the future. Same happens in case of startups also. But we understand, all of us together understand, the journey of building a startup is adventure filled and with unexpected twists and turns, and much like construction of a dream home. That's the startup life. You'll all appreciate. You roll with the punches. But please remember, you're all imperfectly perfect. You are flawsome. Once you accept your flaws, no one can use them against you. It's for you to work on it and overcome. So I will just give you a glimpse of what is happening in HPCL as regard the startup initiative is concerned. Just a glimpse of about our company, how it started in 1911. We started, in fact, there's a very, very landmark here. That's the year when Indian capital shifted from Calcutta to Delhi. That's the year our marketing operation with Standard Oil started. And step by step, how we came up from being a sandbag company, then Caltex, SO Standard, Lube India comes up, and 74 SO and Lube India merges, then Caltex. All the top names, what you see today, all the major MNC companies, we are amalgamation of that. And today, you know that HPCL is the top Maharatna. And 2019, we got that status. As regards our HPCL offices, if you see the corporate headquarters, you are all aware of, is in Mumbai, marketing headquarters also in Mumbai. We've got a very top R&D green R&D center at Bangalore, retail zonal offices 12, retail regional offices, LPG, direct sales, iron services, and lube regional offices. It's spread across the geography of India. Global recognitions, yes, we have got excellent recognitions globally. Moody's Investor Service, Fitch Ratings, FIPI Awards, Company of the Year Award, Excellence in HR Management in 2022. So company has been doing excellently in these areas. Business portfolio, we have got two refineries currently operating. One is Mumbai, fuel refinery, 9.5 million metric tons, and lube, the biggest lube refinery in India right now. Vishak, we have got a 13.7 million metric tons per annum capacity refinery, green R&D center. We had a small subsidiary on upstream sector, Price Petroleum. As regards E&P is concerned, this small way we are doing it, exploration areas. As regards JV is concerned, we've got 19 JVs as now operating. Huge pipeline, 17 cross-country product pipelines are there, covering 5132 kilometers. Marketing sales last year was 43.45 million metric tons. And we are dealing with array of products you can see in retail, HPG, direct sales, petrochemicals. We have already started marketing now, and our own production is going to come up very soon. We are also in the alternate energies. You can see biofuel, renewables on those areas, and gas. Customer touch points are huge across India. You can see now retail outlets over to 21,600 outlets, EV charging stations. We're going in a big way, both fixed charging and soft stations. Door delivery dispenser, we have started long back. Bazaar lube distributors as a touch point for lubes, retail lubes. SQL to a dealership, LPG distributors touching 9 crore customers, CNG facilities. So it's a very big way we are serving, and our motto is delivering happiness, service to the customer. Joint ventures I was talking about, I have listed few joint ventures here per company. Now coming to Udgam, this is the what we are all here. This is what we started in the year 2017 under the guidance and mentorship of current chairman, Shri Pushkumar Joshi. He was the director HR then. He guided us. And this is the initiative, Udgam initiative. Objective is to support, fund, and not only fund, pilot, give them pilot opportunities in our own SBUs, refineries, which have been given to all the startups. And we want to take advantage of the innovations. I was talking about huge innovations, what is happening. We have got a portal operating 365 days round the clock. And we have got mentor institutes. I am Lucknow, IIT Kanpur, IIT Bombay, and I am Kozhikode with them. We are working very, very closely. Journey, just to show you the journey, how it started in 17-18, we signed an MOU and we launched our startup fund there. And then we moved forward. Then brand Udgam was launched in the year 1920. Approval we got for setting up alternate investment fund, which are going to register soon with SEBI. And then we started getting recognized, and 8th Governance Award, CIODX Award came our way, Udgam initiatives. Some of our startups did excellent, and Magenta Mobility, Sanfi, they have already gone to Series A fundings now. And right now we are working very closely with other startup initiatives like Shelley for Sign IITB and other IIT Kanpur. Primarily, the Udgam startup support system is doing research guidance, support for trials, as I was talking, funding support through CCPS, exposure to our brands and HPCL. We are helping you to get into the go-to-market stage fast, then mentoring advice from expertise from IITs and IIMs, and opportunity for pilot projects. Focus areas have been very, very clearly defined as regards our startup is concerned. We primarily energy in energy-related areas. We talk about like emission reductions and renewables, waste to energy, e-mobility, asset management, safety. They are the prime areas we are focusing as regards startup initiatives are concerned. Selection process, you must be aware by now, we've got an online system of receiving application. Round the year, our screening process happens. Then finally, after screening is done, this is two-way screening. Final screening is headed by a director HR. And once it is through, we decide whether to go for investments or to go for your pilot. And then we have the term sheet, due diligence, valuation, and then get into the process. Only the thing about HPCL system is that once we onboard the startups, we are very, very closely doing the handholding, working together, performance monitoring, giving them all the supports. Selection criteria is primarily based on this 5 parameters. We will say that is novelty, team profile, market opportunity, stage of venture, and solution scalability. So far, we have onboarded 24. Funding has been completed for 23 startups. Committed to startup fund is 35 crore. Already allocated is 21, and disbursed is 20.65 crores. Pilot projects, if you see, there are 23 plus 9 pilot projects have already been finished. We are supporting startup with women leaders. 11 startups are already onboarded right now, and the tech challenge are happening. And sorry, I was trying to show the right side, the list of the startups who have already been onboarded, and the top names are there. They're doing very, very well right now. Performance, I was trying to show the performance of the startups. Investment almost 5x times. If you see, it has happened post-money valuation. From in the beginning 315, it has become 1366 crore right now. Impact made by the key startups, I was trying to just show a brief of that, like Magenta Mobility, they are doing the EV sector, a huge number of chargers they have deployed right now. 1,000, in fact, they have supplied to HPCL, partnering with Flipkart and Amazon. They're going the big way in the EV vehicle business also. They're deploying that. SP2, I was talking about Lazy Entrepreneur, IIT Chennai-based startups. They have also been able to commission 20 swap stations as of now, and they have been given the best battery swap solution provider of the year at EV Awards 2023. Sanfe is working on the offering women hygiene products. Highest revenue they have earned in the March 23 financial year, 47 crore. And as per the last round of funding, the valuation has soared up to 150 crores. Similarly working in the field of AR, VR and metaverse, and they have been working very closely with us, and they have already expanded the business in UK. Transbio have worked very closely and deployed their first view solutions in HPCL across the pipelines, and now recently they have become part of Shelley 4 program at a valuation of 288 crores. Blaf Technologies again is working in the logistics sector, and they're excellently performing in this belt. And they're working very closely with us in HPCL DT Plus platform. HP's labs is working on the security, safety of the your two-wheeler section. They're working very closely with the OEMs. Constem is working on AI-based video analytics. So this is creating value for HPSL. We have just to show you some of the POCs we did with Detect, Maximal, Skill Answer, ZB, Monter. All they have jointly worked in. You can see the various areas we have been working with them: refinery, retail, HSE, R&D, and the impact they have created actually working together with us. Petrobot is already here. They've worked on the real time killing of our refinery tankages. Ipuro is right now working, doing a pilot at refinery for generating renewable energy through vertical wind turbines. Biogel has already worked in HRRL for generation of water from moisture. So we have taken initiative to improve our reach through our startup platform, which is there in the LinkedIn. You can see the demography of various areas reaching to our platform. It is across India. In fact, you can see in New York City, across our border also, people have reached our platform, LinkedIn platform, Udgam platform, and we get queries from Singapore, Malaysia, and other pockets. Some of the awards Startup Initiative got. And this is what is the Udgam startup team. I just wanted to finish it. It is led by our mentor, Director HR, guided by our ED, CSP, BD, our three-member team at BD, and entire startup, our family. We are what making up the team HP Udgam. Thank you. Thank you all. I will just request Jayaswaya to take it forward towards the actual program today. That's the challenge.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now to brief on HP Udgam Startup Tech Challenge and instruction to all the finalists, I request our DGM Business Development, Mr. T. Jayasuriya, sir, to kindly present, please.
Good morning, esteemed jury members, and congratulations to the finalists. And it was a very tough process. You made it to these finals. To start with my presentation, this is one of the first of its kind done by any company. And this is I'm proud to say this is the brainchild of our Director HR. And later on, we build on it. The entirely each and every aspect of it was designed by us with the help of IIT Kanpur. And we have a great learning experience. The response got from the various startups is very immense. When compared to other programs, this is very tremendous. The number of applications we got it, because we sought the applications from the specific problems. And I must thank our refinery team, refinery technical team, and retail SBU giving the problems to work on. Otherwise, it would have been a general topic we would have given and got some responses. It's not like that. Specific problem area, pain areas where we have no solutions, and we are going to provide the solutions. We look forward to your presentations. And this is how it will, I will go with the presentation. The main objective is startups normally they have a product, they develop a product or a solution, service. Here and go in that line. Here the opportunity is to expand their wings and think further in their lines where they have capability also. It gives an opportunity, they expand their wings. This is the main objective. That's what we wanted. In the benefits are financial rewards. All 5 will be given financial rewards, and they will get an opportunity to implement the solution and piloting in HPCL. And in addition to that, our IIT Kanpur, SIIC, Startup Incubation and Innovation Cell also, they will if at all required, they will get incubation support, mentoring, and access to the funding schemes, and procurement support for prototyping as well as pilots. And 8th November was a launch date. During the launch, Director HR used one word that inspired us and do it, execute it. He added organization maturity. It shows our organization maturity to identify the problems, seeking the solutions from the startups. That really inspired us and motivated us to the entire process of 5 months, sir. Really very thankful for that word. And what we have done is we have created an exclusive portal for this launch itself, so that there is the entire process has to be transparent and very systematic. There will be 3 rounds of process. This is a round 3. I must quickly say that, and it was done very systematic way. In the first round, total 75 applications were brought down to top 20 were selected, and in round 2 they further made it to 5, and this is the final round. This is the response we got it in different problem areas. In all problem areas, we got the solutions from. This is a breakup, and this is basically selection criteria: relevance of the solution, feasibility, team profile, more importantly, solution scalability and industry acceptability, and degree of course, degree of innovation. Startups means innovation. There has to be innovation, not the run-of-mill kind of solution. This is how round 1 is 20 solutions were shortlisted. Round 2, these are the companies to give a list. And in round 2, we made it to 5. And in addition to that, it was a tough time to, I think, for the jury. I'm not the part of the jury. The jury said another 5 are there. There are very good solutions, and we should have a special mention about these projects. Param, Saratatva, Crayon Learning, Pacify, and Sunment. And they have very innovative solutions, and we appreciate them. And we will definitely explore possibility of piloting and POC development. And these are the finalists, you know very well. And now today what will happen is all 5 will be ranked based on the selection criteria, and jury will announce the prizes. And these are the quick instructions. You will be given a 10 minutes maximum time And please concentrate on the relevance of the solution to the problem area of HPCL, not the general thing. And highlight the unique value proposition to HPCL we are going to provide, and demonstrate cost-effective implementability of the solution. Implementability is important. And finally, answer to the point while in the Q&A session, we avoid lengthy explanation. Thank you very much. All the best for the presenters.
So with your kind permission, can we go ahead with the first presentation? Thank you. Now, the first presentation is from the Blaf Technologies Private Limited, and his founder and CEO, Mr. Susinder M. Sir, will come and present. I request you, sir, please come.
So I have the control here. Perfect. Shall we start? Okay. Right. So I hope I'm audible. Good morning, everyone. I'm Susinder from Blaf Technologies, Chennai, and I'm thrilled to be the opening batsman for today's event. The topic of my presentation is completion and monitoring of safety audits at retail outlets. Blaf is a startup from Chennai, and we build software solutions for operations and compliance monitoring with our current focus on airports. We intend to create audit operation solutions that empower teams to drive daily improvements and accountability across their organizations. With our background and body of work in aviation, a sector that is both highly regulated and safety sensitive, we are committed to bringing the same level of quality and standards to all our partners. A bit about the founder team. I come from a background of aerospace and defense. I was formerly with DRDO, after which I went abroad for my master's, and then worked briefly with the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs in Beijing, China. And after my return to India, I founded Blaf along with Mr. Sridharan, my co-founder, who is a seasoned professional with over 20 years of experience in aviation. Today, we are a team of 8 extremely focused, talented, young and a mix of old individuals with backgrounds in software design, development, project management, and operations management. Now, let me quickly capture my understanding of the problem statement. Periodic safety audits are a mandatory activity done by HPCL personnel at outlets to ensure compliance to HP's safety standards. These are being done on a large scale at approximately 21,000 plus retail outlets across the country. Yeah, so the auditors fill out a printed safety checklist questionnaire containing yes/no questions, and these forms are uploaded to the HP RIT web portal for the calculation of safety index and record keeping. This involves pretty high amount of manual effort, and there are gaps in the quality of the audits as I see it, and on also significant time delays in uploading the results to the HP web portal. In order to better understand the problem statement, we requested HP to permit us to visit HP Chennai regional office in Alvarpet, and we also visited 5 other retail outlets in urban and suburban areas in and around Chennai. We listened to both sides of the problem statement and identify several opportunities to improve the audit process by itself. For instance, we observed that the auditor specifically write down or mark down notes, on specific actions to be taken across each of these points. These points are not adequately captured in the portal. So as a result, there is a small gap between what the auditors see after the audit is completed and what the outlets see. So, and consequently, the time to resolution of the action points, their status are also not really tracked digitally. So the underlying problem is that bringing an elaborate mechanism of traceability and accountability is challenging because of the lack of first-hand digital data. So the proposed solution is what we call the HP DigiRaksha. It is an on-field audit operations platform. The solution has been designed to promote a culture of safety among all stakeholders. It aims to slowly shift the stakeholders from a mindset of short-term compliance to a mindset of systemic compliance. Through which the audits can be conducted. It has an easy-to-use audit checklists rather, and can capture rich multimedia as supporting evidence and quickly create flagged items. There is a built-in calendar that helps you track and provides reminders for the upcoming and missed audits. And there is the DigiRaksha web portal where completed audits can be instantly accessed along with automatically calculated safety indices. Outlet-wise profiles contain data about the outlet's compliance levels, flagged items, etc. Extensive capabilities on MIS of the portal include facilities to view compliance trends across regions, zones, safety index-wise rankings, and also tracking of many other accountability KPIs, which I will cover in the coming slides. For outlets, there is again a dedicated mobile application where they can access all their audit results, view flagged items, and view remarks from the auditor. Alerts through SMS or WhatsApp would notify the outlets regarding non-closure of the flagged items and in the event of more remarks from the auditor. After speaking to both HPCL personnel and also a number of HP fuel stations, I believe that there is one mechanism that can actually solve the HP's problem in terms of the audits, and this mechanism is what I call proof of resolution. Yeah. So now consider an auditor who is visiting an outlet for an audit. He records his audit observations from the DigiRaksha application, through which the GPS location is tracked through the app and correlated with the outlet's GPS location. In the event of the auditor trying to submit results from elsewhere, the app prohibits such submission. Once submitted, the results are instantly available on the HP web portal, along with the safety index, flagged items, reports, and analytics to both HPCL and also the respective retail outlet. Now imagine that there are a number of flagged items that the auditor has identified and the compliance level is poor. Daily reminders are given to the outlet till the time corrective action is taken. And once corrective action is taken, the outlet must submit proof of resolution back to the auditor against each of the respective audit flagged items raised. Here, the time to resolution of the PORs from the date of audit are tracked to detect undue delays from the outlet. As for the POR itself, the timestamp and location of the photos submitted as PORs are captured through the application. So submitting photos from other places outside the retail outlet are not possible. Once the POR is submitted by the outlet, the auditor receives an alert informing that he needs to review and approve the POR. The auditor receives daily reminders till the time there are pending PORs that are yet to be reviewed and approved. On approval of the POR, the outlet is alerted. Also, the time taken to approve the POR from the date of submission from the outlet is also tracked. It is also entirely possible that the auditor has not acted on the submitted POR and must hence be held accountable for the delay. The auditor can either approve the POR or reject it with remarks, but both need to happen in a time-bound manner. Once approved, the flagged issues are marked as resolved. This automatically updates the compliance level of the outlet. Everybody achieves the goals here and it is a win-win. So based on this, you can see that the overall safety index improves. There is a proactive approach for closure of flagged items. The HR efficiency sees marked savings in both terms of time spent on each case and also the associated travel cost. This facilitates and enables stakeholders to act in time-bound manner and gently be pushed to a culture of safety. So this is what the DigiRaksha application would look like. The audit interface is simple to use and can be attached with multimedia to take full advantage of the digital ecosystem. The audit template is presented in an easy to navigate format showing live progress as the audit happens. Under the outlet profile, it is possible to view the current status, safety index, the dates and results of the past audits, the date of upcoming audits, current flagged items, overdue items that have not been closed for a long time, and all the POR submitted and approved. There is also a handy calendar that provides info on all the past and upcoming audits under the individual's area of responsibility. These visuals are created from our understanding of the problem statement, and they can certainly be refined based on HPCL's inputs. So the web portal here presents the results and reports in an intuitive manner. The dashboard is real time and reflects changes as they happen on the field. It offers custom views depending on the role of the individual in the organization and his area of responsibility. The records of alerts KPIs, and all things associated with the audits can be accessed through the portal. It is also possible to review PORs, schedule inspections, and access audit calendar and more. So the solution extensively uses cloud-based storage and computing to serve this application to a wide number of users across the country. All the data, both in storage and transit, are end-to-end encrypted to maintain high confidentiality and integrity of data, just like how we do it with Airports Authority of India right now. Bluna proposes to leverage blockchain to ensure data integrity. And the solution itself is fully monitored on the cloud, and necessary logs are generated to both analyze usage patterns and augment the solution based on the obtained insights. As to why our solution is unique, DigiRaksha would offer role-based data access to different people in the stakeholder chain, like the SOs, regional engineering teams, RMs, zonal teams, all the way till HQ and ED office. The HP DigiRaksha platform can be optionally integrated with HP's existing outlet database or the organization's ERP, so that the creation of new outlets or modification of data on each of these outlets can be reflected in the platform without the need for double entry. It also ensures that the data is seamlessly available across all of HPCL's IT systems across the country. The solution can be optionally integrated with retail inspection tool of HP or the ROMS platform, as some of the audit points can be resolved only by the HPCL's engineering teams. This integration can further remove friction and ensure that the system functions seamlessly. The solution is flexible to accommodate new audit checklists, new roles, new user groups, new geographies, and even new businesses tomorrow. Optionally, the solution can be offered in vernacular languages to ensure an inclusive approach. Summarizing this slide, our vision and solution to the problem statement comes from a lot of discussions we have had with the HPCL, numerous visits to HP petrol bunks, and not just HP petrol bunks. In the process, we visited petrol bunks from IOCL, BPCL, a lot of other organizations as well. And I honestly believe that this solution is well researched and thought out, and that would disrupt HPCL's current field audit operations. The cost incurred is straightforward. There are two types of cost here. The first is the development and implementation cost. This is the one where it is just a one-time cost to develop, deploy, and implement the system for both web and mobile application. It is about 40 lakhs as an estimate. However, the optional integration with SAP ERP or RIT or ROMs may have to be discussed in detail by sitting across with the IT team from HPCL, and might require slight adjustment in the development costs and timeline. The operations cost covers the cloud hosting expenses, security updates, regular maintenance, and a dedicated support mechanism. Although the estimate would depend on number of outlets, number of auditors, storage per user, and frequency of inspection, we can estimate that. Like, it is possible that it should cost just about 45 rupees per outlet per month to operate the solution. Putting it lightly, we can operate it for less than a cup of fresh ground filter coffee. Right. So from the date of the start of the development, it would be possible to launch in 120 days. Once the scope has been signed off, and the development can be closed in about 3 months following the controlled beta with at least 20 users and 100 outlets. This will help us address the finer points, polish the solution, and put it up for HPCL for acceptance testing. Once approved by HPCL, we can go for launch. A little bit about our previous implementation experience. We are also a winner of the Airports Authority of India Startup Initiative and have implemented an elaborate real-time compliance monitoring solution at Chennai International Airport. Our solution, called AMCOMS, short for Airside Movement and Compliance Monitoring System, is designed and deployed as per the norms of the aviation regulator DGCA. AMCOMS integrates with many existing subsystems the airport it already has, to handle sensitive and real-time data and to process real-time compliance alerts to operations departments. AMCOMS is a cutting-edge and on-premise safety monitoring solution to help airports efficiently manage ground operations compliance of aircraft, to establish procedures and SOPs. It interfaces with live systems at the airport and has been instrumental in identifying potential safety issues, and has averted quite a number of potential safety incidents in Chennai Airport. In fact, we have seen tremendous improvement and in safety and compliance level post just after 6 months of implementation of the solution. Right. So this solution has been rigorously tested and certified by AAI, and we have been appreciated by the leadership of Airports Authority, including the chairman and the board members. And the experience that we have gathered from Airports Authority is very valuable, and we believe that the experience can be very useful in also putting up a robust and an operationally viable solution for HPCL. So with this, I conclude my presentation, and I thank you all for the wonderful opportunity, and all the best to my fellow participants as well. Thank you. Open for questions, please.
Sandeep, you can use that mic. Table mic, table mic. This one. Sandeep, this one on the table.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
my compliments for the presentation. So I was just wanting to ask that safety audits at the retail outlet, of course, I could just glimpse through the various features which you have said.
Yes.
So one is that a person has to physically come at the
Absolutely.
outlet
Yeah.
and then do the checks.
Correct.
This is one thing which has been ensured, or which kind of, it gets built in the system.
That's correct.
Apart from that, any other thing which, of course, this is like if you capture the GPS coordinates and all, and of course the photographs and all, what are the other unique features which would kind of, make it more robust?
Mhm.
Like safety audit can be done by the sales officer as well.
Sure.
It can be done by the manager of the outlet
That's correct.
or a third party inspection agency.
Sure.
So, and there are various facets, of course, the testing of the earth pit, which
Yep.
is one of the most challenging part to capture and to set it right.
Mhm.
So anything on that aspect, if you would just like to throw some light?
Okay, so from our visits, basically, we see that there are some complaints rather I've had from the retail outlets when we speak to them. They say that people come, they tick these forms, and even for us to have these forms, it takes quite a bit of time. And if we were given these forms in advance, the results in advance, we would have carried out our work, just so that we were able to at least reapply and get a better rating on this. So they were a little cut off from what was happening on the HPCL side. So I think one of the primary things is that immediately after the audit is complete, they also have to be appraised on where they stand. So it shows them a clear path as to how they can get their complaint score better. To address your question, one thing is that from our experience with Airports Authority, we see people fudge data a lot, unfortunately, right? They want to, airlines, for example, they want to show better OTP numbers, and in the process, they do a bit of hanky-panky work in between. And that is the reason I believe the photos also that is taken, it is entirely possible that, someone somewhere gets the photograph, puts it to this guy on WhatsApp, and he uploads it to the platform. So we also trace the metadata of the photos that get uploaded into the platform. So even in the photograph, the photographs that you take through the native mobile application, the camera is not allowed. The photos will have to be taken only through the audit application. And in the photo, in the bottom corner, the latitude, longitude of the photo, what time it was taken, all of that is embedded into the image itself as a JPEG file. So it is not possible for people to fudge data here. These are some practical considerations we saw. When we went under the guise of just knowing the process with HPT with retail outlets, they had a different take on this. Why do they want to do this? I mean, some people, they do not understand the seriousness of what they were actually dealing with. So they said, when I asked them, how do you create shortcuts here, they in fact ended up leaking the question paper to us. They said, we can do this, we can do that. So in fact, I built all of the features having in mind that these people, given the opportunity to fudge data, they would end up doing it. So we are creating a solution in such a way that just like how you would have UPI payments, all the corners or all the potential pitfalls are covered through technology by utilizing the APIs that are inbuilt into the application. We do something very similar here. So it's not just a regular application, but it looks at your geolocation and even things like how quickly people finish the audits. If someone is closing an audit by 15-20 minutes, you very well know that something wrong there, right? So we understand some audits, they specifically take at least 30 minutes of time. Or maybe there is a workflow to a particular audit. It can go only in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4. It cannot be 4, 3, 2. That's not possible.
Yeah, so, because there's a column called TT unloading also, where you need to have a TT which is getting decanted. Then only you can tick or maybe check at it.
Yeah. So we are creating in such a way that, such workflows are also inbuilt. If there is, for example, in a specific audit, you have to go only by, the order that is enforced by it. It's not possible to circumvent it and do it in any other order. So whether it can be done in a particular workflow, or it can be, you can switch on any topic anytime. All of these are also inbuilt. So it is possible to selectively,
Just to summarize again, this is one part that you have captured what the kind of situation is at the ground. So is there any kind of enablement wherein I set the process right also through a contractor? I give him a kind of, access wherein he rectifies this problems or the whatever gaps are there, and then he again kind of, on the same app or kind of, there is a provision wherein he says that this has been rectified, this is the correct photograph or something.
Sure. It is possible, sir. I mean, we considered that aspect as well, because let's say one SO goes to the field, and it may not be possible for him to repeatedly keep going to the same field. I mean, the same location. Where some other HPCL personnel is going to that location, it should be possible to delegate this bit of work, just maybe a few audit points, a few flagged items, or maybe just some points raised for that particular outlet. It should be possible to select few things and delegate it off to someone, so they can close that token and come back and submit a result. Yeah. So that was considered while we.
That can be.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, Susindra.
Yes, sir.
A very nice presentation.
Thank you.
Actually, I have 2-3 questions.
Yes, please.
One is that you, in your presentation, you said that you have worked in the aviation industry.
That's correct, sir. Yeah.
So I just want to know, one thing I liked about your presentation is that I think whatever you have devised a solution, I think you have visited the location firsthand, not only HPCLs, but also VPCLs, IOCLs.
Yes.
And maybe I'll be interested in knowing the comparison also, maybe 1 or 2 points I would like you to tell me. But right now, what I want to ask you is that what best practices of aviations you feel are available or possible to bring here?
Right. So I can answer. I have answers on 2 accounts here. One is on the operation side and one is on the technology side. I'll begin with technology first, because I feel compared to operations, it's slightly easier for me. We have observed, Airports Authority is a pretty safety sensitive organization when it comes to data integrity, right? They are paranoid about the data staying indoors. They don't want any bit of data to go outside their, site. And that is in direct contrast in terms of, the openness of the system, where with Airports Authority, it is a complete on-premise solution, right? Where the server had to be hosted. It costed quite a bit to, host the server, to get the entire, system working only indoors. Right. As a result, there was no mobile end to it. Everything had to be happening only in a specific location. People had to come there, file their reports, and etc. etc. But some of the practices that we saw there in terms of how data had to be encrypted, because DGCA was the Director General for Civil Aviation was also very paranoid about keeping this data extremely safe, because it had potential to bring down the reputation of the airport if it, in the case of a leak and etc. etc. So the way the data security was handled, we went from doing industry standards to doing defense level security for Airports Authority. And we would like to pass that benefit to HPCL as well, because I really feel HPCL is no short in terms of requirements with Airports Authority. Just that here it is on premise, here it is cloud hosted, but otherwise in terms of data integrity and the seriousness of the problem, I think it's pretty serious, because it involves safety of people and assets. So that's the answer to your first question, sir. And in terms of operations, I generally think that the practice that we saw at Airports Authority was very restrictive, because people anyway had to come to a specific location to do it. And that's the reason we want to go on a mobile first aspect here, because we see that the 21,000 plus outlets all across the country, multiple districts, where people would use Airtel, Jio, and all these different, the solution needs to also be accountable to data drops. For example, I'm uploading a picture and suddenly I have network, outage. How am I going to, sync these things? So these are some of the things that we thought in advance. We looked at other applications like Uber and Zomato and how they handle such things. Been speaking to a lot of friends, especially in these established industries. And I think what we have is, something that can quite disrupt the way audit operations are done. So, again, comparing with what IOCL or others are doing, there are no digitized audit operations currently being done, sir. One thing that we saw was Shell was using a similar mechanism, but that again was not mobile phone based. They had their computers connected to internet at the retail outlet, so they had to file reports there rather than print it out, tick, and go back to the RO to do it. They were doing it in the outlet itself. But otherwise, with other oil and natural gas companies having retail outlets, we did not see a proper structured mechanism to accomplish these audits. Yeah.
Maybe one, you answered almost 3 of my questions.
Yeah.
One thing just extending from what Sandeep said is that
Yes.
the facility to delegate.
Yes.
The idea came to our mind is that like in addition to auditors, we have all our employees visiting all the remote outlets in remote locations as well.
Yes, sir.
So suppose I am visiting an outlet, or maybe I am passing through an outlet which is in, say, remote location, say Ladakh.
Sure.
And when I'm visiting, I would like to see what are the audit related points.
Sure.
Related to that outlet.
Sure.
So will that be possible?
Absolutely.
For an employee to see, so that these will be our, you can say, extended auditors who will be visiting any outlets at any time.
Sure.
And though they may not be doing an auditor's work, but at least they will be able to see whether with respect to those audit points, some compliance has happened or not.
Absolutely, sir. So at this point, the fourth point here, the outlet info. So, there is also a map interface that as you travel, when you have, network connectivity, the surrounding outlets are all shown on a map. So you can click any outlet, retrieve information as to, when the previous audits were their reports, when the next audit is, how many pending flagged items are there, how many are overdue, how many PO requests. All of this information is available at a click, because we are aware, this situational awareness does not belong, or, it should not be only for an auditor, but for anyone that is visiting the outlet from HPCL side. This information, I think, is vital to understand how the outlet itself is performing. So, that is there. So that has been thought out as well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Very good morning to you. I think you have given a very nice presentation. Try to, see how the problems can be resolved. Most of the questions have been asked. Just I want to understand from you, and today, we are seeing a lot of cybersecurity threats and hacking, etc. happening. Can you please tell me how much you find your system to be secure, and what actions you are going to initiate if such problem happens and suddenly all the data get wiped out from the system?
Sure.
So have you taken any measures to ensure that such things don't happen, or you should have a backup to retrieve all the information?
Absolutely.
Or something like
that. So that's a very important question that you have raised. Okay, again, I have to refer back our client, Airports Authority. So what we have deployed at Airports Authority of India is a triple redundant system. So there are 3 parallel servers running at the same time. Even when one goes down, the other 2 take its place. So the redundancy is built not just in terms of data, but also power and all the aspects covered. So there are, at any given point in time, there are triplicate or 3 copies of the data that's coming in. So every night there is a sync that happens to see if there are any mismatches, and if there are any mismatches, it is manually corrected. These, our backend team continuously monitors the performance of the application itself, what things are going wrong, how many data packets are processed, the network security aspects. All of these are monitored full time by a dedicated team in Airports Authority, and I believe same will have to be done for HPCL as well, because this solution needs to be available first. At no point we want this solution to be downtime. They can't be a downtime here. If someone is conducting an audit and there's a downtime, they'll ultimately be unable to submit the result by itself. So one is the availability aspect, continuity aspect, and then the integrity aspect. So the blockchain integration that we are talking about, one, it answers to the immutability of the records that go in, right? If there are going to be changes that are affected into the system, these changes can be traced back to the individual that is actually doing it. So at what IP address some changes were done, at what time of the day. So there are very detailed logs that are generated as and when any action into the system happens and any download of data happens, right? And it is also possible.
Are you also going to implement some firewall or some safety system?
Absolutely, sir. I'd say a firewall is one of the most basic things that will have to be implemented. In fact, differing from the industry practice of installing hardware firewalls, there are very advanced software firewalls now. So in fact,
so
as
all those things you are going to implement.
Absolutely, sir.
That's what I want to ask. And the third thing is that, from you, I want to understand that of course, everything is a business. Okay. So how you are going to scale up your business by providing, because anyhow you have talked about the cost effectiveness of your software,
Sure.
which is 45 rupees per month.
Yeah.
For the customers, of course, it's very cost effective. From your point of view, when you are doing the business, I don't want you to remain a startup
Sure.
and having 10 years of business with 2 crores of revenue.
Sure.
We want your revenue also to go up. So what is in your mind to increase your revenue? and
Absolutely,
profit?
sir. Sir, but this problem statement, I would say, is very prevalent. Audit operations. In fact, the moment we started looking into HPCL's, need for the solution, it quickly became apparent that KFC wants it, Subways want it, franchisee like Khadim's footwear stores, they wanted. I've spoken to a few district collectors that wanted. For example, just a small,
Don't see, we are running short of the time.
Yeah.
So
There is a
just
scale-up
want
plan,
if
sir.
you just 2-3 lines in summary, if you can say how you can going to increase your revenue.
Yeah.
And what you are seeing that 3 years down the line, what will be your revenue and profit? You just give me the statistics of that.
Right. Sir, I think once the platform is ready, a version of it can be pushed to many other different types of industries. And we have at least about 6 customers that are ready to take, including officials from Tamil Nadu government, especially towards submission of their reports to Ministry of Jal Shakti and so far. So I think the solution or the problem statement being very prevalent, multiple aspects of this can evolve in the future. So there is a solid scale-up plan that we are drafting, sir. It looks very promising for us, in fact.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think it was a wonderful presentation, and so I think you covered most aspects of it. A few things which were coming to my mind.
Yes, sir.
Presently at Hindustan Petroleum, we have a concept which if you have no automation, then you have no operation. We call it nano. Similarly, I was just thinking, since we are having a date and time stamp on the inspection which is being done,
Yeah.
It should be possible that possibly we keep a time window before which the compliance is to be done by the retail outlet on the safety aspects which have been covered. And if it crosses that particular thing, then it should give us a red alert, like no automation, no on this thing. So we say that no safety, no operation.
Sure.
NS and no. So that is one thing which we'll have to probably think of. That's one improvisation I thought. Second is because we have a humongous number of outlets, huge number of outlets, 22,000 outlets, and our network is growing.
Yep.
Can there be some kind of AI-based applications which can, it is in real time for people to, to cross-check and tell whether this person has complied, not complied? So what kind of AI application or override you can bring on this thing to do that kind of checking? Otherwise, somebody will have to manually go and see whether this compliance is right or wrong. So is there some kind of AI layer which I can bring to check some of the things, the photograph is correct, this, that, and all, and it gives me a kind of a report that this is good to go.
Sure.
And wherever it flags that there are concerns, then maybe somebody can get into a manual, get into that tab. So that is one suggestion I have. Second is, since we have retail outlets are aggregated on a regional office level and a zonal office level. So I was thinking that, we must kind of bring the concept of gamification also into this. That at the regional office level, how many retail outlets are compliant? At the zonal office level, how many are compliant? So this would give you, gamify and tell which is the best performing regional office in terms of compliance and safety. Which is the best zonal office, and therefore we can put the reward and recognition architecture.
Sure, sir. So at this point, view compliance trends. So there is a bit of work that can be extended here. So basically, being able to rank regional officers or rank zones in terms of the kind of compliance percentage they have, that is completely possible, sir. I thought, I in fact wanted to include that point, but I thought it's such a fine point that I might discuss a little later. But you're spot on about it. It is kind of required because it ultimately incentivizes, getting better and better compliance and creates a solution. An impression of competition also. That is definitely possible, and it's something that I would also propose in this case. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm aware that there are CCTV cameras all around HPCL retail outlets, and I believe there are already some startups. Yeah. So I think these both can be fused in some sense, right? So for example, whether the person really took that photo or not, starting from there, it's a basic point. These cameras can definitely be leveraged to actually reinforce the fact, have they done it or not? So when you have eyes on the ground, and you want to verify there are boots on the ground, it's completely possible. It is possible. I mean, we are open to having open APIs that can accept data from other systems as well and actuate accordingly. We are definitely open to doing that, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for participating in this startup challenge,
Thanks
and
for hosting.
compliments for being shortlisted as the top 5. Your company has a blue now. What is the main focus of the company? What is the
Sir, me being an aerospace individual, we kind of want to, supercharge airports first, right? So whatever we have done so far have been around airports. So there's this interesting place called Airport Operations Control Center, where about 40-50 people work. It looks something like this. This is AOCC of Chennai International Airport. So this is where the entire airport operations and all the decisions as to the tactical aspects of the airport operations are decided. So we in fact ended up making the country's, or in fact Asia's first AOCC dedicated software, which has been accepted by airports.
okay? In nutshell, software development.
That's
for
correct, sir.
Specific applications.
Yes.
Just a follow-up question on this scalability. See,
Yes.
these kind of standard safety audits can be easily made modularized, and it can be offered free of cost. That the solution will be available off the shelf.
Sure.
So anybody can start using it.
Sure.
What is the threat of that for the business?
Sir, I think freemium as a category, right? For example, one of the plans that we have was a group of, let's say, 3 carpenters, 4 plumbers working together also require similar solutions. So I think when we ultimately go for, opening this from B2B to B2C, there has to be a solid case of free users where, let's say, there are 20, 30 assets they can attach to the free, a tier, and maybe 5 inspections that they can do, after which they'll be charged. Like that kind of business model is very promising, because we parallelly, while looking at the case with HPCL, I also interacted with many different people across automobiles and etc., automobile industry, service industry, and etc. They are more or less quite excited about having an asset-based solution that has at least some free users. So once free users are inside, I think that actually opens the avenues for the business also. So rather than seeing that as a threat, I see this as a good opportunity, sir, because this kind of solution can really pick up in the market.
I was meaning that anybody can start using it. The same level of degree of difficulties may be available off the shelf. No, you can just check that subsequently also.
The solution which you are providing.
Sure.
As it is. It's very easy. Like once somebody has
Right.
access to your platform, they know what are you providing.
Right.
And it can be replicated by.
Sure. Sir, it is true to an extent, and it is true in most of the softwares. See, what people see as the front end is definitely copyable, but the back end, the actual processes, the checks and balances that we create, for example, tracking the location and the actual workflow on when to raise a notification, on when to raise a red alert, how to cancel out nuisance alerts, right? These are things that actually cannot be copied till the time someone has a view into the backend. So the strength will have to be built on the backend, sir. Visually, what people can see, very much copyable, completely agree, but the backend is where the strength actually is. And in fact, the solution would definitely, in my opinion, would definitely have to be integrated with HPCL's existing database or ERP. So that is a fence wall again. Similar solutions can come, but the kind of integration that is required.
And not without going into specific, just be aware that technology is very gone far ahead. So anybody can just replicate. That is the only
Sure.
My last question will be, what is the innovation in this?
Sir, frankly speaking, this is a collection of a lot of pre-available libraries. So the degree of innovation here, in my opinion, is quite less, because most of mobile applications, as you see, these are libraries that you can import, and in a short span. That's probably one of the reason I think we'll be in a position to complete this in 120 days or less as well, right? So the degree of innovation is really about understanding the internal process and implementing them as is. But on the technology side, really not much, sir. I'll be very, very honest there.
Thank you very much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation. So now we'll have the second presentation. It will be done by the Diffusion Cotec LLP by SC Atul, founder and CEO. So, SC Atul.
How do we? Hello everyone. I take immense pleasure in introducing Diffusion CCH, a deep technology startup company, to this esteemed panel of judges. About Diffusion CCH. So Diffusion CCH is a surface modification company. Our technology is to locally alter the chemistry of low-cost alloys and make them perform equivalent to or better than the most expensive alloys that is commonly found. So, myself, Atul, I'm the founder and CEO of Diffusion CCH. Along with me, we have Mr. Chandrasekhar, my father, with 20 plus years of entrepreneurial experience and being a serial entrepreneur. So our team comprises of a minimum of 50% of PhD scholars and with a combined experience of over 100 years. Rest of our teams are minimum postgraduate mechanical engineers or MScs. So after 4 years of academic and industrial research, we have developed Metaboid, a reactive thermal diffusion coating, and in the year 2020, we have founded Diffusion CCH with support of Honeywell and Man Energy Systems. So in the case of Honeywell, we developed a very complex centrifugal cast inconel valve with Metaboid coating, and we found that the durability of such a valve increases the flight hours of Gulfstream jet engine from 300 hours to 2000 hours. So with this, we found that our real application is not in aerospace engineering, but in oil and gas industry. So we partnered with L&T Oil and Gas, and in the year 2021, we applied our technology on metal seated ball valve, and we found that the number of cycles goes up from 30,000 cycles to 1 lakh cycles when compared to stellite weld clad overlay. So later on, we also received the Aerospace 9100D certificate. We became the first company in Asia Pacific region to receive the traceability award for thermal diffusion coatings in our country. So now we have got a few patents, and of course we have got Z certificate also. In the case of refineries, there are many components that primarily fail because of erosion, corrosion, wear, and most importantly, hydrogen sulfide. So there are components like elbow joints in pipelines, sucker rod couplings, bore pipes and pumps, and of course instruments like thermowell. They get eroded, and only way to protect these components is through use of stellite coatings or thermal spray coatings. These coatings cannot be applied to internal geometries with complex shapes. For example, in this case of impeller, only 30% of surface is only visible to naked eye. Therefore, the technology of weld overlay or HVOF can only be applied to 30% of area, whereas the real erosion and wear happens on the inner surfaces, which is left unprotected. So our technology, with support of DSIR and DST, we locally alter the surface of the chemistry and we diffuse our ions. We could diffuse boron, nitrogen, carbon, titanium into even low carbon steel. So essentially, we can increase the performance of 60 rupees per kg steel and match its performance to 5,000 rupees per kg steel. So this surface is roughly 45 times more resistant to abrasive wear as per ASTM G65 standard, and it also reduces the friction coefficient by 50%. Since the new surface that is produced is chemically inert, it does not react with sulfur, carbon and hydrogen. Therefore, there is no chance of hydrogen embrittlement. The technology that we provide increases the durability of valves and pipes by up to 660% as per API, ASTM and SAE standards. So this technology is also compatible with NACE MR 0175 standard also. So therefore, as mentioned earlier, the key points in this technology is that we could increase the salt spray hours from 90 hours to 648 hours as per ASTM B117 and increase the hardness of stainless steel from 220 hours to 2800 hours. This is more than 10 times increase in surface hardness. So as mentioned earlier, no matter how complex the geometry it is, be a 9.7 meter long P90 pipe, we could coat the internal surface uniformly. Again, there is no hydrogen embrittlement, therefore there is no chances of pipe breakage over a period of time, and it increases machine uptime by 3.6 times. So the number of maintenance that you would do in your refinery components will be postponed to 3.6 times later. We have compared this technology with a number of industry standard coatings, including stellite 6 fusion, HVOF tungsten carbide. Our technology is minimum of 45 times superior to the conventional technology and up to 3 times superior in terms of pot erosion test, and roughly 9 times superior to HVOF tungsten carbide in terms of ASTM G65 based abrasive wear test. These are some of the components that we are currently processing. 99% of the components that we produce at Diffusion Cotec are exported to different countries. We export these control valves to Japan. This API 6A valve stems and valve guides to Qatar, Saudi and USA. We supply this impeller casing, volute casing to Germany. So apart from oil and gas industry, this technology is very much scalable to aerospace, plastic, defense, paper production industry, and any industry where the component fails because of wear and corrosion. Also, I need to mention that this technology is also UNIDO compliant. There is the Sustainability Development Goals, and we meet goals 6, 7, 8, and 12. We have conducted a number of field trials. Some of the trial results are here. You could see that there's a minimum of 2 times increase in the durability of the component when metabolite coating is applied to the bare material. And in some cases, there is even 8.5 times increase in durability. And this is elbows, 4.66 times increase in service life. And again, this is a feed water regulation control valve. These are small holes, roughly about 4.77 mm. No conventional technology other than nitriding can be applied to this surface. Nitriding only increases the hardness to about 500 Vickers to 600 Vickers in maximum. So this technology increases the hardness to about 2000 Vickers. And see, cobalt 6 powder metallurgy was used to manufacture these holes. We have shown an increase in lifetime of about 8.5 times. From 2000 hours, the service life has increased to 17,000 hours. Swirl elements in cyanide disposal, pump impellers for paper manufacturing. Again, when we come to unit economics, the cost of this coating is roughly equal to the cost of HVOF, that is thermal spray, or fusion based, that is GTAW coatings. However, the real advantage is you increase your productivity by 2.6 times. If we have our refinery shut down for about 1 hour, we may lose a lakh barrels of crude being processed, which could translate to maybe $1 million. So again, the cost of owning and operating the capital equipment also comes down by 1.8 times. We have done some third-party evaluation also. This is the result of L&T doing test on our 300 class metal seated ball valve. Roughly about 1 lakh cycles have been passed. This is a certificate received from Microlab, an NABL and ISO certified laboratory. Surface hardness being around 2900 Vickers maximum. And to sum it up, if you use metabolite on your refinery components, your machine downtime will be reduced, your productivity would increase, there is 0 chances of delamination, galling or spalling. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity, and thanks to the judges for patiently listening to me.
So I would say that, it's more than a startup. It looks like that you have revolutionized the entire metallurgy or the entire science of corrosion or prevention of corrosion. And the application also seems to be so diverse that you say that it can be used in refineries or, anywhere where there is a corrosion, or it could be automobiles as well. Or I was just thinking about pistons and cylinders and piston rings. So whatever gets wear because of friction and all, but because the scale and the cost, and of course where to be used and where it is cost effective and where it can give the most added advantage. So something on that part, because more than technology, it's metallurgy, I would say.
So I would like to say that where there is where, we would like to be there. But again, cost prevents us from being everywhere. So, okay. See, there are some components, like you mentioned, piston rings, which cost about 15 rupees. So applying this coating on such a component will be equivalent to the cost of replacing the component itself. So again, there is some metallurgical and mechanical phenomena which prevent this technology from being applied to piston rings. So, and again, this technology cannot be applied everywhere. For example, lathe cutting tools, CNC inserts, they do something called as a primary shearing operation, where the stress on the surface is more than 500 megapascal. This coating roughly fails at about 475 to 480 megapascal, and 500 megapascal is the upper limit. So wherever the stress is beneath 475 or comfortably 400 megapascal, we could use this technology in such cases.
Nice presentation. The technology looks very promising. So few questions on that only. One is that I would like to know, like, other than you, is it a technology which is only patented by you or nobody in the world is having? Or is it something which others are also doing and you are doing in India?
So when you talk about the competition, there are few companies like Bodycoat USA, there is Vortec Germany, there is Blue Water Thermal, there are few companies throughout the world, and we are the fourth company to have this technology commercially offered. So
Fourth company in world or
in the
fourth
world.
company in India?
No, fourth company in the world, and we are the first company in Asia Pacific region to have developed this technology. See, having said that, we are the first company in the world to increase the kinetics of this process from happening. When we talk about thermal diffusion, the process is extremely slow. It would take about 20 hours to produce 50 microns. So our technology, which we developed with support of DSIR and DST, enables us to increase the kinetics of this diffusion and happening. So we could produce the same 100 microns in about 5 hours. So our kinetics is 4 times greater than what Bodycoat or Vortec Germany can do.
So one more thing which I would like to know, maybe there may be increase in the maybe hardness and other characteristics, but how durable is the technology? So you may be able to prove that yes, there is an improvement with respect to hardness and there is an improvement with respect to resistance against corrosiveness. But will it last for 10 years, 15 years? Like, because I am not able to see, you can say, I don't know, how old is this technology?
This technology was initially conceptualized in 2016, and in 2020 we offered our first commercial.
So just 2 or 3 years. Is it possible to make a claim for this technology to be superior to other technologies which are there for so many years?
Sure.
How you can prove that?
So there are ASTM and JIS standards which talk about abrasion, and there are standards which talk about erosion, potential dynamic polarization, corrosion tests, and so on. So we could benchmark all this tests, and I have reported the performance indicators of metabyte coating against other coatings like nitriding, which is
these are there for instant, but when I say for 5 years, will it sustain? That I want to know.
This is a valve wherein
this is 17 hours, 17,000 hours.
17,000 hours is pretty.
This is roughly 1.5 years extra.
It's compound for 2 years, and we expect it to last for another two more years.
So, has it been proven in the field, like the components have lasted more than 2 years, because the technology is fairly new?
Yeah, it has lasted for more than 2 years.
Okay. Then my next question is with respect to, like you said, that you are also doing certain exports. So can you share what quantity you have been exporting and what value you have exported so far?
This is called control valve. This is used in this 16-inch control valve, and this is.
What was the value and how many valves?
Roughly, we process around 25 control valves, and this is API 68 Christmas tree wellhead valves, which is used to direct the oil from ground to different parts of refinery. We process roughly, since 2022, we have processed more than 2,000 valves,
So what is the value of that export?
roughly around 2.5 crores
2.5 crores.
annually.
So how much investments you have made so far in your company?
Roughly around 1.5 to 1.6 crore.
Do you have a slide on your company's performance in
In
terms
this
of
deck-
profitability and all?
In this deck, we do not have, but we have another investor deck wherein we could show that information.
And do you have any international certification from agencies like UL and all?
No, we do not have, sir.
So have you applied for it?
No. We are trying to get EIL certificate from their seal of approval.
EIL.
So again, as mentioned earlier,
EIL is not a testing agency. Maybe they, based on the international certification, you will find it easier to get a
Easier to get.
certification from EIL.
Yeah. we
But-
would like to do that because all of our components are being exported and we do not have an Indian customer until now. So I think EIL, they are a seal of approval.
These orders, how you back? Like what certification you are able to show to them to get these orders?
Only certificate that we showed them was
That
see,
deviation.
this result and this result. So these are the only things that we showed in a it's a 10-minute meeting in Coimbatore. So we had some delegates coming from Delta Pressure Control Systems, Qatar, and we gave them this brochure. So that was enough to convince them to set up a meeting in USA. And later we gave about 1 hour of detailed presentation on how this is applied and what happens when we apply. And later on, one more presentation at Qatar. So after that, we got an order for 35 lakhs, no questions asked.
Okay. Thank you.
Very good morning. Very nice presentation
Thank
and
you.
found it very innovative. Few questions have been asked about the scalability and about the acceptability of your product and on certification. So just want to understand how confident you are on this that you, and I think you have also given a slide whereby you said that you have applied for patent. So what is the, at what stage it is now?
It will be published in about 2 months.
In?
It will be published. It's in publication stage right now.
It is the public, have you applied for patent?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
It's in publication stage.
Okay.
And apart from this, we have about 12 international journal publications also.
And in India, how many companies you have given the presentation? Because you said that you have got the order from Qatar, but in India, is there any acceptability or somebody is ready to buy your product?
See, one thing that I have found is we have repeatedly tried to communicate with BHEL. There is, until now, I have not met the right person, I would say. This is a pretty good technology. And BHEL manufactures this exact same component. They manufacture API 6A valve and also the ball valve they manufacture. So when Qatar or USA can use this technology and benefit, I'm not sure why BHEL is refusing to use this technology. They have told me that they have invested a huge deal with the French,
Turbine, the G group or
no, Tirchi.
Tirchi?
They have made a huge tie-up with a foreign company for thermal spray equipment. So they cannot change from, despite they have invested and they cannot change.
So whether both the products are same or your product is superior?
My product is say out of the world. It's easily now 30,000 cycles is 1 lakh cycles. If you want to use stellite, you will have to make the ball rougher, then undercut the ball, then apply stellite, then do remachining, then do grounding.
Then that we got it. But and also you have said in your presentation that it can be used in various sectors, right? So none of these companies. And how long you have been, giving the presentation about your products to various companies?
Since 22 we are giving, sir.
Since 2022.
Yes, sir.
And nobody accepted this product.
And
So is there any specific reason somebody has said, I am not a technical person, I am from finance side. So I am unable to understand why those technical persons have not accepted your product. Have they specified any reason for that?
In terms of, in case of BHEL, it is that entry barrier because of existing
No,
technology.
besides BHA.
Other than that, we are working with a few small scale SSI companies who manufacture punches, who manufactures this bottle mold and this extrusion barrel and so on. So we produce about 300 to 400 bottle molds and about 30 extrusion barrels. So if you could meet decision making authorities in these companies, in bigger companies, say Shubura or Cincinnati.
I'm asking you a simple question. Okay. See, we are going to here. We have come to finance the startups. Okay. And when the presentation was given, it was said that we have given this one and the valuation has grown up like this in this valuation. See, if another 3 years, if you are not going to get substantial business, your valuation will not grow, and as such, our money will not grow. So, what is your answer for that?
We do have RFQs of about 30 to 35 crores in our pipeline, including RFQs from Halliburton. And Halliburton is one of the largest fracking valve manufacturers. We are waiting for some confirmation from them. And also we have got RFQs from GE turbines for ground-based turbine systems. So we have got ample RFQs.
Thank you.
Actually, we have shifted from going and giving presentations to them now, reaching out to us for application of our technology in their components.
Morning again, a very good presentation and compliments. I must compliment your dad actually for bringing you up well and making a good business case presentation. I only want to know how large is your team? How many people do you have on your team and in your company right now?
In the engineering side, we have about 10 people, about 11 people. And in production side, we have about 8 people. This includes us.
Thank you. No more questions.
Yeah, again, thank you for participating in our startup challenge and compliments for being shortlisted in the top 5. Chemical vapor diffusion is not a new process, so it is there for ages. And you rightly told that you have tutored the kinetics so that you make it as an economical process to happen. What is the difference in the material what you are using?
Yeah, chemical vapor deposition is a pre-existing technology. So whatever technology that we have developed is a hybrid process. It's in between CVD and thermal diffusion. So in CVD, it is typically a high temperature process, a thin coating is produced. And in thermal diffusion, it's a medium temperature process, but a thicker coating is produced. So we have found out that the major amount of energy supplied is only used to transfer the crystals from ferrite to austenite. And in austenite structure, the diffusion of boron or nitrogen or carbon is higher, solubility, is higher. So by using some externally supplied energy other than heat energy, we are able to reduce the temperature required and diffuse such ions. So in our process, we are diffusing soap. Soap means we are diffusing multiple ions simultaneously, co-diffusion of ions. So this process not only forms compounds with the base material. So if you are diffusing boron, it's not only available as diffused boron, but also compound boron. There is iron borides, Fe(b), Fe2b, and when we diffuse nitrogen simultaneously, we are able to produce boron nitrate, and this boron nitrate is also attached to iron. So in conventional CVD process, boron nitrate will only be on the surface. It is not anchored into the metal surface. So this boron is both attached to the nitrogen to provide hardness, is also attached to iron to provide bonding strength. So both the problem of bonding strength and high hardness is addressed with this technology.
Yeah, understood that. But you mentioned boron. So is it the only boron you are using for all the applications? What you have been?
See, with the metaboid process, we could diffuse almost all the elements from S
You have
block
a specific metal for a specific solution.
application.
A specific application. Yeah. See, this is widely used in semiconductors. Why you didn't think that that can be done easily?
Yeah, again, semiconductor is more about purity and a very high level of reproducibility, which is not achievable by the technology that I have developed. It is practically not possible to achieve the level of repeatability and purity which is required by semiconductor industry. This technology can, however, be used for wear application, tribology applications. It can be used for tool and die applications and so on. This very good enough for such application, but not good enough for semiconductor application.
Okay, what I see is it has more application than what you have actually presented. And I am seeing that your thing comes from your graduation and surface coatings. I think much more than what you have projected. You definitely have applications here. And we asked few questions about marketing the technology. I think marketing the technology is a different ball game than developing the technology itself. Probably you should have some
Marketing.
expertise of
Exactly, sir. So once
Meeting.
we hit 5 crore revenue,
right.
I would step down as market. I'm currently wearing 10 shoes, sir. I will become a technical officer and maybe an executive officer, or maybe I will step down as an executive officer. HP could appoint a CEO to the company and they could take care of whatever they want. I'm a technology person at heart.
Right. Okay. Now, what I meant was that marketing thing as required, not other things. Otherwise, there were certain similar products available, and we had tried, but we have mixed. Outcome of that. But nevertheless, this appears also to be a good. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for a wonderful presentation. Now we'll break for a 10 minute. Before that, we'll assemble for a group photograph. It will be taken in front of the main building. I request all of you to kindly assemble in front of main building, please. So let's move to the third presentation of the day. It is done by CEO and founder, Mr. Amit Priyadarshan of Mrs. Kalishe Private Limited. Mr. Kalishe Private Limited, Mr. Amit Priyadarshan, please.
ये आगे के लिए पीछे. Good morning, sir. First of all, I am very nervous, so I am taking my time to breathe in and start. Sir, our startup is called Kalishe, and we were incorporated in 2018. So it is our 6th year now in existence. What I would say is a painful journey, but now it has come to some sort of fruition, and this conference, this challenge also coming to the finals is one of the things that we count as our achievements. We are based out of Guwahati. We are incorporated in Meghalaya, Shillong. So we have come all the way from Northeast. Although we have operations now in Delhi, Ahmedabad, we have also operations in UAE now, but we have started back in 2018 from my PG address where I was studying, and then we have reached here in 6 years. So we are in the business of industrial biotechnology. We work with a lot of microorganisms and make them do certain activities that are necessary and that are maybe a substitute to what is already happening in the industry. So I'm talking about a technology called carbon capture technology that we are presenting here. So we are a 30+ member team of chemical engineers, biotechnologists, and scientists. We have, in the past 6 years, we have worked with Indian petroleum. I am a petroleum engineer, by the way. So we have worked extensively with petroleum PSUs like Oil India Limited, ONGC, BPCL, and delivered results to them. We have also worked with reputed R&D organizations. We have ongoing projects with DRDO, ISRO, DGH, and we have MOUs and agreements in place with all of them that we are talking about for various kinds of projects that we are doing. We have active MOUs with 20+ institutions, out of which 5 are IITs in the country for technology development and improvement of the technology. In last 4 or 5 years, we have filed for 14 patents, and we have been commercializing our technology for carbon capture technology in 2023. So it is almost a year now that we have commercialized. So we all know that carbon problem is there. HPCL, it also has its internal deadline to go net zero. So I do not need to necessarily tell you the problem. You already know the problem. It is a global problem on a global scale. Although India is not a very big contributor per capita, if you see, but still India has committed to be net zero by 2070. So once there is commitment, there has to be some technologies, there has to be some initiatives, and that is what is fueling us in the direction where we are getting orders to work with. Otherwise, environment-related technologies, unless there is a push or a pull, there are very less takers in the industry. So we know that there is a lot of emission, 36 to 40 billion tons of CO2 is being emitted. Government of India has made the commitment, and we, with our very humble efforts, we are trying to be a part of the solution to this global problem. There are big competitors. There are a lot of things. So when we talk about technology, I'm sure most of you would have heard about microbial technologies, and some of you would also be knowing that the technology does not work. So there is an apprehension globally that the technologies do not work, generally because the algae-based technologies that have been applied before may not have worked before. But our expertise is in extreme environment microorganisms. That means our microorganisms can survive to a temperature of 90 degrees Celsius. 90 degrees Celsius, sir, it means that for every microorganism to survive, it is 37 to 40 degrees Celsius temperature requirement. This is a special category of microorganism that can handle the temperatures that you would expect in a refinery, in a thermal power plant, flue gas stream. Although flue gas streams can be up 140 degrees Celsius also. But 90 degree survival is much better than 37 and 40 degree survival. So that is our first differentiator from any other technology that we are talking about. Second, all the microorganisms that we are talking about have been
isolated from oil wells 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers deep the surface of the earth. So they can survive in sulfur-rich environments. They can survive in volatile compound environments. They can survive in salinity up to 55,000 ppm. That is very high salinity. So point being, the microorganisms that we are using are different. They are not regular microorganisms that we use in our day-to-day life. So this is and our specialty is in working with extreme environment microorganisms. We probably have the largest repository of extreme environment microorganisms in the country. And that is why we have signed an agreement with ISRO to do certain work for their space-related activity for microorganisms. So, sir, it is not that microorganisms are being employed for the first time for carbon capture on this planet. In fact, 2 billion years ago on this planet, 18% carbon dioxide was there in the atmosphere. So, and today we have around 0.04%. Still, we find it to be a problem. But at one point in time, 18% carbon dioxide was there. In last curve, you can see 18% carbon dioxide was there, nearly zero oxygen in the atmosphere. So there was a category of microorganisms that started eating up carbon dioxide and converting it to oxygen. And over a period of 500 million years, it converted entire 18% carbon dioxide to 18% oxygen. So this is a fascinating study. This is a fascinating case. This led to a lot of catastrophe. Of course, it led to the dying down, great extinction event, wherein all the organisms that were using carbon dioxide died down. And the evolution of new organisms that could breathe in oxygen came, and that is why human beings could come on the planet Earth. So it has happened before. We are trying to make it much better in terms of compact size. We do not have 500 million years, so we are trying to make it into a process that can be used in industries and can be done fast. So about the extremophiles, these microorganisms are called extremophiles, work in extreme environment, survive in extreme environment, produce different stuff when they consume. So these microorganisms also need carbon dioxide to survive. What we do is we put them into a bioreactor, we parge flue gas through it, and after the flue gas is passed through it, the end product has lesser carbon dioxide than the initial product. So I'm sure HPCL will be knowing few companies that are using microorganisms for carbon capture process, and they are big names globally. But our process is slightly different because we are using the flue gas, not the syngas. So syngas is a fuel, flue gas is a waste. We are using flue gas to convert it into useful products. So this is a differentiator. I'm sure there will be a lot of questions. So I'll go into that. All of this, what I'm talking about, has been developed in-house. So it is not that we have got this technology somewhere globally and we have copied it, or we have taken it from somebody or somebody else is supplying us. Everything has been done in-house from scratch in our own labs. We have our fully functional biosafety level 1 lab. We have collaborations with IIT Guwahati, and currently our labs are inside IIT Guwahati. We are moving them to Delhi now. We have cultured up to 15,000 liters on an oil well site. So 15,000 liters is a very big volume when we talk about microorganisms. In our team, we have 4 full-time PhDs, and we have our own R&D team of around 10 people. So, sir, when we talk about technologies in carbon, although the market itself is very nascent, there are very few technologies globally, there are very few use cases globally, and most of them are in chemical sector. So, when we talk about this technology, I would like to assure you that this is not a tabletop experiment anymore that we are doing. We have been successfully able to take it out of the lab and into the field at different scales. So, our target customers are thermal power plants, refineries, cement industries, and manufacturing, metal mining, manufacturing sectors. So we have been deploying it at various capacity for 10 kg per day to 1 ton per day, and there are 6 projects currently under deployment. Few of them are under operations of this capacity. And I'm talking about India. So it is already there. We have also been able to execute a small tender by a petroleum PSU also in India. But that was not completely for carbon capture. It was related to carbon capture. It was a preliminary study. We have also been selected by Niti Aayog for technology expansion in Australia because the metal and mining sector and carbon capture opportunities are there as well. So when I talk about advantages of the technology over any other technology, first, any carbon capture technology you talk about lot of energy requirement. You need heating systems. Once you capture the carbon dioxide, you need again heating system to process that. But our process is not energy intensive. In fact, we take zero energy from the grid or your operations. It is a very energy efficient system. So there is no additional energy requirement and this is a very good proposition for our customers. It is modular and scalable. We have been able to scale it up to 1 ton per day capacity. There is no scope 2 and scope 3 emissions. For example, if you use a chemical based technology to produce those chemicals, you are emitting carbon dioxide. When the chemical is spent, in order to replenish it, you are using carbon dioxide. Again, for heating purposes, you are emitting carbon dioxide. In this case, these are microorganisms that are going on their own. So there is very less scope 2 and scope 3 emissions, and thus we can say that it is, if we really are talking about net zero, this is one of the potential solutions which has very less footprint in other processes also. And we use flue gas as an input, not syngas as an input. These are the organizations. We also have been selected by CHT for a joint project with BPCL. CHT is Center for High Technology. I'm sure HPCL is a part of it, and it is an apex body in the refining sector. So we are working with CHT and BPCL to deploy a plant at BPCL. We have also been selected by Ministry of Mines. This is our present team. Our team is 30 plus people. This is the core team. We have scientists and in our business operations, sir, we are being advised by Mr. Zeev Sehgal. He happens to be the founder of Starbucks. So he last year he agreed to be one of our advisors and mentors for financial expansion, and we are under his guidance. We are working. So there are a few awards that we have got. We have got the Best Startup Award in Sustainability Domain by KPMG last year. It was a nationwide event, and in October 2023 we were awarded the Best Startup Award. In India Energy Week last year, in 2023, we were again given the Best Startup Award in February 2023 at India Energy Week by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas for our efforts. So I would like to close here because my time is also up. Now I am very open to questions, and please ask me as many questions as you can. And there are some additional slides I have kept just to answer your questions ahead. So please ask me questions.
So thanks for the presentation, and the topic here is very exciting, and it entails the entire future which world is looking at. Now, coming to the subject, of course, you said that technology was already there, and which you are doing it in a little more systematic way. So carbon capture for India, for a industrialized economy like India, and which is growing again, it's a huge kind of a canvas.
Yes.
So what you are talking about is, in terms of scale, doesn't seem to get along in that kind of matrix.
Yes.
So you talked about, say, 1 ton per day or something. So how do you see the scalability part, and then to make economic sense of it? Because most of the carbon capture is, which if you talk in terms of impact, it's very, very expensive. It has to be backed up by either some money or some funding or some government kind of a thing. So it's good to, so spending some money, and that too not driving those results to earn some carbon credit or some moving towards their journey. So what is your take on that?
So first of all, this particular technology, we are aware of the problems that you told. And even when we are talking about technology development in India, we cannot solely develop it for gaining carbon credits and trying to be economically viable by carbon credits, because that is a long road ahead. And if I would have been selling this technology in US, it would have been very easier, because there is $180 per ton of credit that you get, and all those things are there. But one thing I would like to tell you is that all the projects that I'm talking about are paid projects. So we have been able to convince government-based like PSUs as well as private clients to pay us to put the project, and giving them economical returns also. How we are doing it? It is that is the whole scenario. Sir, there are two aspects of this. One, if I'd like to explain you from the competitors' point of view, how we are doing better than the competitors. Second, what is our ingenuity in the entire process. So from the competition's point of view, sir, I agree, 1 ton per day is a very small quantity if you compare to a thermal power plant's emission or refinery emission. But if we compare to the technologies available in India that has been deployed, the largest deployment that has been done in India is 5 tons till now. And it is done by a company that was incorporated in 2008. So we are a little late to the race, but we are trying to catch up. So 1 ton per day, if you compare global deployments, it is a very good scale in terms of deployment. How we are going to scale it up? Sir, what we use is called a photobioreactors. Photobioreactors use light, and there are certain other applications to it. So photobioreactors can be scaled up. And in theory, we can scale it up to 20 tons per day. And we are also in process of getting order up to 20 tons per day. So when that comes up, it will be competing with NTPC's 20 tons per day project that is coming up with Niti Aayog. So that is one thing. Second, in terms of cost, our cost is $40 per ton of carbon captured. And in return, there are certain byproducts that we get. We could give you hydrogen and ethanol also, but if we give fuels to HPCL, it will be like Suraj ko diya dikhane jaisa. So what we convert it into is called, we convert it into fish feed. So you can use the biomass to produce high quality fish feed that increases the productivity of fishermen. So particularly for HPCL and other refineries that are in the coastal region, it can add as your CSR activity as well. And fish feed is valuable. We collaborated with Department of Fisheries, Government of India to do that. So there are end results that make the entire process economically very viable at $40 per ton. That is even that $40 per ton is the less costliest one. And the capex, I can assure you that it is lowest globally, because I am aware of the competition and I am aware. So recently there was a tender for 20 ton per day at around 300 crores. We are giving 1 ton per day at around 1.5 crores. So in longer run, the prices will be evident. In longer run, scalability will be evident. But at this point in time, 1 ton per day, I can assure you is a fair size to start with.
Yeah, Amit, very good presentation. I have just two questions. One is that you said that you have applied for patents and 14 patents you applied.
Yes.
So how many have received so far?
3, sir.
3. And same thing, like maybe you may say that 1 ton today may look good, maybe comparatively in terms of cost and all. But is it a solution to the problem? Like the scale at which we are talking about is in gigatons and all. So is it a solution to the problem? Because right now, none of the carbon capture technology is sufficient enough.
Yes.
So you can say that since nobody is good enough, so I am also
Not good enough, but still there.
Still there. So going forward, like how do you see the future of this
Yes.
technology? And
Sir, the future of technology of carbon capture does not lie in putting carbon capture plants in your vicinity, because one, refineries do not have enough space to put such plants. Second, this problem needs a different approach. ये यहाँ पर सर छोटा मुंह बड़ी बात वाली बात हो जाएगी. But what I intend to do actually is I want to set up a facility, independent facility in the vicinity of industrial sectors, and that facility will process the entire flue gas and segregate into different components and make different products out of it. It will use flue gas as a raw material from various facilities that can be in the vicinity, and that you will, as HPCL, your only problem would be to you have to outsource your emissions to a third party who is having that, like you do for your water treatment in Gujarat and Ankleshwar. I have seen it. So air treatment and flue gas treatment also will be done like that in times to come. And if you want to do that, because sir, if HPCL is buying a 300 crore plant, then only it is sustainable for companies who are competing for it. If I have to deploy a 300 crore plant for 20 tons per day, I will never deploy it as a company for myself. So in that case, the cost comparison comes into picture. So at that point in time, a microbial technology will be very viable, because essentially, sir, in microorganisms, from 10 ml of microorganisms, you can scale it up to 10,000 liters in a matter of days, because they grow on their own. It is like making curd from milk. So from smaller amount of curd, you can keep on reproducing if you give the right conditions. So the reactor is modular. We are working on a way so that we can reach to 20 tons per day. And I don't know, sir, whether we will be able to solve the problem or not. But we very much are in the race, especially because we are using flue gas, especially because we are using something that is way, way cheaper, and it has been built in India, and clients are buying in India. That's the major point that I have to say.
There's one add-on question. What will be the footprint of 20-ton plant?
Yes. So, sir, currently 1 ton per plant, we are deploying it on rooftops. So we are not taking any footprint also. In a thermal power plant, we are deploying it there is an office roof there, because essentially the photobioreactor can be designed in any way. It is not a complex chemical structure. So we are deploying it on a rooftop simply to showcase to the world that it is like a solution that you have for solar energy capture. So you can put solar units on rooftop. You can put the microbial capture units also on rooftop for capturing of carbon dioxide. So rooftop systems are there, but for 20 tons, obviously there will not be enough rooftop. So currently the footprint area is larger. So probably it will not be inside the refinery. It will be there in somewhere in the vicinity of the refinery and will take the flue gas from it.
How much?
1 ton per day, sir, we are taking an area of around 20 meters by 10 meters on the rooftop because we have that. We are also have the option to stack it up, so maybe it will come
To
down.
20 times.
No. So that is bad engineering. if I do 20 times.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think most of the questions have been taken care of. Whatever. So, what you are saying that from 1 ton to 20 ton, it will take time. How much time it will take to reach to move from 1 ton to 20 ton?
Sir, it is the barrier is not from the engineering end. The barrier is that the client that we are working with has not given us the PO. So that is the barrier actually. So if we can put in place 20 tons per day, that is our current capacity. But we have not put in because we do not have the PO yet. Beyond 20 tons, the space barrier comes in. That is the bottleneck. We are working on stacked reactors for that, and if we are able to succeed, we'll be able to bring the space, the footprint area down.
So are you break even today or?
Yes.
You are
So
break even.
this year we have sold around 5 crores worth of technology, like 5 in terms of deployment. We have got big, so 20 ton per day if it comes, so it will be definitely bigger. So we're expecting next year we will be able to close it. So we have done a revenue of 5 crores. We also have raised some angel investment in the tune of 20 crores, and we are also working with companies in UAE. So we have registered as a mainland company in Abu Dhabi as well. So things are moving on the financial end also. Till now, we had not raised any money in 5 years. We were working on grants. Just because I could not assure the investors that there will be a return.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good presentation. No questions.
No questions.
Compliments on being shortlisted as a top 5. This is not fermentation, right? You told it is photobioreactor.
Yes, this is not.
Are they microbes genetically tutored?
No.
So it is as existing.
Yes.
You told you are going to make fish feed.
Yes.
Suppose 1 ton of CO2 I capture. How many mass of fish feed I'll
So
get?
it is typically 1.6 tons. So 1 ton biomass will be converted. 1 ton of carbon will be converted into 1.6 tons of biomass.
Any idea about what is the fish feed market in India size?
Yes, sir. This Anand here, is my co-founder, is from Kerala. So we have got very good idea.
Now, what is the volume?
Volume is very high, and there are companies specifically that are working on fish feed of this particular microbe.
You'll have to tell the volume.
Sir, it is fish feed is upwards of 10,000 tons per year. Sorry.
10,000 tons is my 1 hour CO2 emission in the refinery.
I know.
So that is the thing. Okay. So that is the thing. The size what we are thinking about, it should be very clear.
Sir, one thing. Can I answer this question in one more way, sir?
Yeah.
Fish feed is just one of the components.
So my follow-up question was, what else you can do? Yeah.
So what else, sir? Essentially, we are getting biomass from the system. We are filtering the biomass. The biomass has a calorific value of around 16 megajoules per kg. So it is like rice husk. Rice husk is also around that same. So for thermal power plants, we are not converting it to fish feed. We are making it into pellets and giving them to burn into their boilers itself. And it is because they also have to comply with 5% biomass burning. So it goes there. So that way it is taken care of.
What is the calorific value of this pellet?
16 megajoules per kg. So it is a good enough biomass also. Secondly, sir, if in refinery you want, I don't know whether it will be economically viable or not, but it can be, any biomass can be converted into hydrogen in the longer term by gasification process. So that is also there, but that will not be economical. Converting it to ethanol, or that also will not be economical. It can be done, but whether it should be done, that is the question. So that is again a choice. Because it is a biomass, it can be converted. That's not a problem.
All the best.
I mean, a small, very normal carbon capture, we talk about sequestration.
Yes.
Which is a major issue there. Here, what you're trying to say is you have completely ruled out sequestration.
Yes, sir, I don't like the sequestration idea at all. I do not like the sequestration idea at all. And I am telling this because I am a petroleum engineer. I have studied drilling wells and all those geomechanics and all. So in sequestration, the problem is not the availability of carbon. There are other factors like the project cost itself. So in a 5,000 crore project, if carbon availability is just what 5% of the problem, You have to replace some of your lines. You have to make entire field plan. You have to hire contractors. You have to keep on pumping. So sequestration is viable option, but it is not viable if you talk about POR and other things, because it is a completely different project. It is like, sir, if I invent a polymer today, I can say that the oil recovery will go up by 10%. There are other factors. I'm not very. Sequestration is good for countries other than India, where there is a large oil to be produced. Sequestration may not be a great.
We have started talking about DSU. The challenge to your process.
Sir, as an entrepreneur, you welcome challenges, but the thing is that the market is so big that sequestration, microbial carbon capture, chemical carbon capture, altogether also cannot completely cover the market. So it obviously things will be a challenge to our problem, but we have our own fair ground backed by whatever we are doing. And even if we fail, we'll fail gloriously, sir, I guess. So, sir, as I'm speaking now, we have just deployed India's largest photobioreactor. The next that we are deploying is 10 times larger than this one. We have not given it to media simply because it does not. We'll give it once we are more mature. But failing gloriously, that we can assure you, if we do not succeed, that will be there. And we are not burning anybody's money. We are getting revenue. We are running that. So it is a very responsible thing that we are doing. Thank you.
What that you have raised 20 crores.
Yes, sir.
That is by equity dilution or?
Yes, that is equity dilution, and it has been invested. We have been invested by one single investor. It is a high net worth.
How much equity you have done?
Sir, less than 20%. So the company is valued at around 150 crores. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, sir, we'll move towards the fourth presentation of the series. The fourth presentation will be done by founder and CEO, Petrot Technologies Private Limited, Mr. Sahab Gurjar. Mr. Sahab Gurjar, founder and CEO, Petrot Technologies Limited.
Make it in presentation mode. Good morning, namaste. My name is Sahab Gurjar, and I belong to one village in Rajasthan. It is 130 kilometers from Jaipur. We are operating from Pink City of India, Jaipur. This company, Petrobot, is based out of Jaipur, and we are working on robotic inspection of infrastructure assets. So we do research, and then we develop the robots. We also do digital transformation of industrial assets. So whenever we capture the data from the asset, we can put that data directly on the 3D model of that asset, and you can see digital twin of your asset. We can make the static model, as well as we can make the dynamic model of assets. So now coming to the problem statement. Okay, so this is the founding team. Myself, I am BTech from IIT, Business Management from IIM Ahmedabad. I worked with Indian Oil around 15 years, and then I shifted to KN Energy, where I worked in upstream for around 7 years. And I'm having my interest in robotic inspections, this asset integrity management, automation and digitalization. My co-founder, Mr. Sasi Phagna, he is also graduate from IIT Mandi, which is in Himachal Pradesh. And we have a team of around 16 engineers, qualified mechatronics engineer, electronics engineer, mechanical engineer, who is working on research and development as well as site operations. So this is the problem. Problem is this inspection of these assets. So our refineries are getting old, our power plants, steel plants, these all industrial assets are getting older and older. We had to inspect these assets in a very fast way, in a economical way, or in a safe and reliable way. So what we do, we are doing the inspections by using robots. We are completely eliminating the work at height hazards. We are completely eliminating the confined space entries. And you know, most of the accidents which happen in the industry because of these two things: work at height and confined space entries. So we developed a solution. We are having our own robots. They can do the inspection, and we also do data analytics, IoT, AI. We are associating all these inspections with latest technologies. So now coming to the uniqueness of our solution. So we are 5 times cheaper. Whatever industry is doing at present, our cost is 5 times economical. We can do the inspection in a faster way, and our speed is 10x. So whatever is being done in 10 days, we can do in 1 day. We capture huge amount of data. So we can compare with existing current practice, and we can capture 1,000 times of data. Apart from that, our robots are ATEX certified from European Union. Our robots are PASO approved. We can do the inspection without shutdown of these assets. We can do the inspection of these assets when they are in operational conditions. Second thing, we have already talked about the quantum of inspection data we capture. We can capture ultrasonic data, visual images, and then we also have our own softwares, extreme value analysis. So extreme value analysis is used when you are doing the partial inspection of these assets. And apart from that, our technology is greener because we are completely eliminating the hazardous waste or sludge generation during the storage tank maintenance and repairs. We are doing the online inspection. We are eliminating the complete manual or conventional type of inspection of these storage tanks. This is the cost economics. So based on our study, if any industry is going for robotic inspection, they can save up to 50% operational cost. Your cost will be reduced. Apart from that, your operations will be safer, and they will be environmental friendly. This is our first robot, Petrot ITS rover. This particular robot is developed, and it is developed in our R&D center, and it is very compact. It can be deployed from the 20-inch manhole at the top of the tank. This is for tank internal inspection when these tanks are filled with liquid. And this particular robot is hydraulic driven. It is having its own navigation system. It is having its ultrasonic system for inspection. It is ATEX certified. You can see the certificate number, marking, and this is PASO approved from the Nagpur. So this is how we deploy the this particular robot. You can see here, this is 20-inch manhole in a con roof tank, from where we launch the robot inside the liquid filled or hydrocarbon tank. And then this particular robot is going down and it touching the liquid, and then it goes inside the liquid, and then we launch it at the base plate or bottom plate of the tank. At base plate and bottom plate of the tank, this particular robot moves and it do the ultrasonic scanning of these plates. And second thing, this umbilical is coming, which is coming to the remote control station, which is kept in the safer area outside the dive. So this remote control station may be around 100 meter or 150 meter away from the tank. And our engineer who is sitting on the control station, he can monitor the location of the robot, he can monitor the movement of the robot, he can capture the real-time data from the tank. Now, this is one of the job we have done with your refinery in Mumbai. And this type of job we have done first time in India. This is a motor spirit or petrol storage tank, which we have done. And this particular tank is 42.5 meter dia, single deck floating roof tank. And you can see our team is working, and this particular inspection we have done successfully and safely. Petrol is a very, very hazardous material in the category for hydrocarbon. Second, this particular job we have done in fertilizer plants, and this is GNFC, Gujarat Narmada Fertilizer Corporation in Bharuch, Gujarat, in which we have done ethanol tank, first time in India. And second tank we have done, this particular tank is ethyl acetate tank, which is having external structure for the roof, and it is made of stainless steel. So this type of job we have done first time in India. And this is another, we are working with Indian Oil also. We have done Indian Oil Dubai refinery. So you can see the launching of the robot, you can see the remote control station, they are removed the robot from the, and then we are done with we are also working with Bharat Petroleum. This is Mumbai refinery of Bharat Petroleum, in which we have done the this particular diesel tank we have inspected during the heavy monsoon. So we can do the job in heavy monsoon. Normally these tank repair or tank M&I are being done when weather is good, but we can do the online inspection without tank shutdown in heavy rain also. Sorry. Then this is Kane Energy. So we are working in upstream companies also like Kane Energy, ONGC, and this is one of the corn roof tank which we have inspected in Barmer, Kane Energy. You can see our robot is being lifted by a 75-ton crane over this 26-meter dia tank. And you can see the photographs of inspection. Then we are also working in LNG sector. We work with Petronet LNG, the Dahej terminal, Kochi terminal, and these are the fuel tanks which we have inspected. Then we are also working overseas. We are working in Africa. So these are the tanks of Indorama Petrochemicals in Nigeria, where we have inspected 8 tanks. These 8 tanks are floating roof tank, core roof tank, dome roof tank. They are having different services like CC5, BC5. These are the light naphtha category. Cyclohexane is very, very hazardous material like petrol and AGO. So all these 8 tanks we had completed in 28 days. And the director technical told us that if we are going in a conventional inspection, these tanks will take at least 2 years. And we have inspected these tanks in very cost-effective manner and within a 28 days time without any shutdown of the plant. Then we are also working in steel sector. We are working with Tata Steel, and this is the DM water tank which we have inspected without shutdown at their Orissa plant. Then this is one of the video how this particular robot is being launched in a cyclohexane tank, which is a corn roof tank in Indorama. Okay, so these are the list of tanks. So we are a young company, we are a startup company. Company is funded by ONGC. We are doing our own research with within a span of 2 years, we had completed 27 live operational tanks, which is a remarkable achievement. Even companies which are operating in Europe or America, they had not done so much tanks. Apart from that, we are also doing the inspection of pressure vessels, LPG mounted blades, boilers, columns, piping, and till date we had completed 205 asset inspection successfully and safely. So we all these inspections were done in oil companies, power companies, and fertilizer companies, steel plants. So this is our digital twin software. We call it Petrobot Visualize. I will show one video in which you will see you can also see the dashboard. CXO label dashboard can be generated by using this particular software. And when part of this, you can generate the PDF reports. You can see the summary of inspection reports. You can see the graphics. And main important thing of this digital software is you can see the 3D image of this is the sample pipe piece for which we have made the digital twin. And wherever you took your cursor, you will get XYZ coordinate, you will get thickness, you will get image. If we are capturing the image, you will get the image also. So this is very, very innovative technology, which even Saudi Aramco we have discussed, and now they are going to implement these type of technologies in their plants. This is our second robot, which is Petrobot Magrover. It is a wall climbing robot. It can do multiple tasks. It can be used in pressure vessels. It can be used in storage tanks from outside. It can be used in boilers, in LPG bullets. It can be used in pipes. So this is also PESO certified, ATEX compliant, and these are the advantages. This particular robot completely eliminate the work at height hazards. Without scaffolding, it is doing the job when these assets are in operating conditions. And then you can see the photograph. These are the site photographs. It can move upward, downward. It can do the circumferential. You can do, these are the photographs from Guwahati Refinery of Indian Oil. Then these are the complex pressure vessels in Panipat Refinery of Indian Oil, where we have inspected these KODs. This KOD is having 16-meter height. They cannot inspect without scaffolding and huge size of this KOD. And you can see this particular first photograph. It is working inside the pressure vessel during the shutdown of the refinery. Every time when these refineries Indian oil refineries are going under shutdown, they are using our services because they want to minimize the confined space entries. Most of the vessels which are operating in petrochemical complex, they are having poisonous gas. They cannot clean it with water. And you know, because refinery shutdown is a very time-based, time-bound activity. They have to complete within 25 days, 400 vessels, 350 vessels. So every day they have to complete 20 vessels. They don't have so much engineers. Our robots are doing the inspection. Their engineers are seeing the visual images, videographs, UT readings, and then they are taking the decisions to repair it or to put back into the service. These are the this is the video. You can see this is, we are also doing the underground vessel inspections. This is benzene vapor recovery vessel in Panipat Refinery, in which these gases are very hazardous or poisonous. So our robot goes inside these underground vessels and it can do the inspection. Then a few videos, so I will skip these videos. This is Petronet LNG video, how our robot is working. We are also working for overhead tanks of ONGC. So these tanks are 50 KL tanks. We can do the scanning of these tanks without shutdown of, because every 10 years or 5 years they have to do the complete scanning or complete inspection of these tanks to satisfy the OSD requirement.
Now we are going for reverse run.
So this is the pipe inspection video. Our robots are also going inside the pipes, columns, and they can inspect the welds. They can see the condition of internal surface of the pipes. And this is the boiler inspection. You can see our robot is working at the height of 30 meters without scaffolding in 300 mega boiler. This boiler is operated by Haldia Energy in West Bengal. Then you can see one video. This is, sorry. So this is a video in which this robot can be, it is a steerable type robot. You can turn it in horizontal position or vertical position. Whatever position you want, you can turn it in that position. And second video is boiler inspection video, in which our robot is working at night. It is doing the ultrasonic scanning of 7 tubes at a time. Yes. It can go up to 60 meters. We had done inspection of 660 megawatt boilers in Adani Power. We are working with this state government power plants. You can see this is the bottom of the boiler. And at what height it is working without a scaffolding. These are our clients. So most of the clients are from oil and gas industry. We are working with steel sector also, like Tata Steel, Jindal Steel. We are working with power, fertilizer, petrochemicals. We are working. So our vision is our robots will work in every industry. We are venturing in nuclear industry also. We will go in this marine underwater inspection. And second thing, now we are working that our robot is capturing the data, and that data is being analyzed. But our future vision is our robot will start inspection when we get the command from anywhere, and it will transmit the data to a server, and where that will analyze, and that will transmit the whatever conclusion is there to the robot or to the owner of the asset. So this type of technology, our engineers are working. They are doing the research. We are building the softwares. This company is funded by ONGC. We are also our turnover this year we are crossing the turnover around 4 CR, and we are a profitable company with 50% profit. Our gross margin is around 60%. So thank you very much. Now I'm open for the questions if you are having.
So just, congrats to you, Mr. Sahib, for the wonderful use of technology, which is a live demonstration here. So quick question is that when it is so good, when maintenance in the inspection is required right across all the entire, framework of oil and gas, and then what is the issue in scaling it up? Like when you manufacture it, you'll manufacture it for an industry or for a particular use for your robo. Your rover or whatever you call it. So whether it's the scale or the time taken to develop or to have more robos or more team members and then get across at many of the places, like so it can do away with the manpower or what kind of or the hazard which we are which we continue to live with. So why the scale up is, or what is the constraint? What is the catch here?
So biggest challenge which we are facing is during the research and development of these robots, and we have developed the robots for certification. Certification is big challenge which we have crossed. We have got the ATAC certification from European Union, which was a big challenge to us. Now it's a replication of the things. So we want capital, we can replicate it, and industry wants because industry is also not aware that this type of technologies are available. So slowly we are penetrating, we are giving the presentation to them, we are getting the orders. Biggest problem which we are facing from public sector units, because whenever they float the tender, we are the single bid.
We are
single bid.
Achha.
So that is the biggest challenge. So now we are in talk with Saudi Aramco, we are talk with European. We are also going to set up a entity in UK so we can cater the European market. We are We are also setting up already we have started the construction of robotic research center in Jaipur, in which, because when these robots are developed, you will not get the trial, exact asset of trial. Like I want a pressure vessel. Any refinery will not give for the trial. So we are building a robotic research center in which storage tanks will be there, pressure vessels will be there, boilers will be there, so that our robots can be trained on that, our accuracy can be improved, our engineers can be trained. So that is my vision, and we are investing around 5 CR on this robotic research center in Jaipur.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Saab, very good presentation. Just one small clarification, maybe my understanding might not be correct. You said that you are having a 5x cheaper technology, but then you showed the working there, you said the saving is 50%.
Yes.
So why is it so?
So that is a one-time saving, but when you are going in a longer way, it is more than 5 times cheaper.
I didn't get you. Means 5 times cheaper means every time.
See, if I can avoid the refinery shutdown. Shutdown cost is very
Okay, so
high.
you are included shutdown cost.
See, I can take one example of Jindal Steel, Raigad plant. So they have a steel plant, which is associated with only one cooling tower. Now this cooling tower they have a cooling tower sump which is filled with mud. They want online cleaning of this mud or inspection of these cooling tower sumps without shutdown, because if they took the shutdown of these cooling towers, entire steel plant will get shut down. So when I'm doing the job, I'm comparing that my cost is less, but if considering the steel plant shutdown, how much they will save in a one day.
So you can do the cleaning also.
Yes.
Second question is that though you said that most of the time in India are getting single bid, but we know that there are competitors here. So what is different? What compared to your competitors, which you have a USP?
So we don't have any competitor in Asia. We are the first company which is having this type of technology in Asia. We have a European companies which are our competitor, American companies, but our speed is very fast. Whatever they do inspection of these tanks in 10 days, we can do in 2 working days. Our robot, and second thing, our robots are modifiable. We can modify the robots as per the site condition, as per the client requirements. That is the biggest advantage in our case.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Very nice presentation, and you have taken care of time, money, and everything what a client is looking for. On your first slide, you have said that you use artificial intelligence and software, etc. Somewhere in the presentation, it is not getting clear how you are using this.
So we are doing the research on these this AI part. Already research is going on. Even if I am having 27 tanks data.
Can you please go on the first slide?
27 tanks data.
Can you please go on your first slide?
Yes.
Yes, this one. Next.
This select?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the solution whereby you are writing that IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, machine vision. So this sounds great.
So yes, this sounds, but we are a startup company. We don't have, I have invested from my own pocket around 1.5 CR. We are working on all these things, but slowly we want a revenue. We want that, yes, our technology is
not talking about
His
that.
question
The
is,
question is
so
that
are you
how
using
are-
artificial
So
intelligence?
what we are doing in artificial intelligence, I will tell you, we are capturing the corrosion data, corrosion photographs from the assets. We are developing a model. If I am having similar type of assets, my model can say that yes, this particular asset is having this type of damages. That we are working, but we have not commercially deployed it.
So as of now, it has not been deployed.
No.
Go to the slide where you showed your customer profile.
Yes, yes.
All the welcome.
No, I companies are there. Last.
Yes, yes, last. We'll take that.
So very impressive list. I just wanted to know how many of them that deliver repeat orders.
Yes, almost all. We are getting Reliance already. Our work orders are only Oil India. They had floated the RFQ, so we will get in April maybe we will get the order. Then Yara Energy already RFQ is there.
Oh, repeat orders.
This not
Repeat order. How many
repeat orders from Indian Oil, ONGC. We are getting from Adani, this state government, all Tata Steel. We are getting the repeat orders. We have most of the we are having more repeat orders from Indian Oil. Almost all refineries we are having work orders.
Yeah, thanks for participating and congratulations on reaching to
Thank
the
you, sir.
top
Thank
five.
you very much. Thank you.
Whatever you showed, there is a camera in the robot. What are the other sensors you have?
Ultrasonic sensors. We can also put
So thickness it will give. It will give you thickness and it gives a picture. These are the two things. Your business model is to do services or to supply our robot?
So presently our model is robot as a service. So we provide the robot as well as our engineers. They do the job. We capture the data. We make the report and we submit the report as per OSD standard or API standards. But in future we are also developing the automated robots that can be sold to the industry owners.
For making it flame proof, what is that you are doing?
So there is a standard IEC 60079. It is a series of standards. It is having around 30 standards in which around 11 protection techniques are there. So when my robot is having multiple components, so I had to protect all the components so they cannot generate these sparks. So we have used multiple techniques to protect them from the spark generation.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
One question, how many persons to deploy per robot?
So it depends on the, like my man, this Petrot ITS rover, we require around 5 engineers. So two will be at remote control station and 3 will be at the tank top. And in case of second robot, 3 engineers can do the job.
And what is the life cycle of?
So if you do proper maintenance, it can inspect more than 100 assets or 200 assets. Because this robot it has inspected 27 times, still working, and it will work up to 100 or 100 times. So they float the open tender. Biggest problem is at the end, some bids are coming, but they are not technically qualified. So at the end, we are the single bid. So sometime they can see the tender, then they refloat the tender. But this problem we are facing. That's why we are more concentrating on Gulf countries, European market, African market. Indian oil companies, we are in a continuous discussion with all companies. Now Reliance has come in a big way. They are giving a RFQ of 30 tanks, and they want within a year or next year they want 450 tanks to be inspected.
Very nice to have the customer credentials.
Yes, sir. But nobody want to approve the single bid tender. That is the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now we'll move towards the last presentation of the day. It will be done by My Ikigai Profounds Private Limited by Mr. Ajay Birla, founder and CEO. Founder and CEO, My Ikigai Profounds Private Limited, Mr. Ajay Birla.
आपको लैपटॉप ऑपरेट करना ना पूरा लगेगा।
Good afternoon, all. I hope you guys are having a great day, having different kind of innovations over here and different kind of presentations. I am Ajay Kumar Birla. I'm the founder and CEO of My Ikigai. We are team My Ikigai. So we are dealing with a problem which is related to HPCL directly, which is the management of electric vehicle charging stations. So how we are doing this thing? So basically, what I, as an entrepreneur, I don't believe in I, me, and myself. What I believe in we. So we, as a team of My Ikigai, I myself a mechanical engineer. I'm an MBA as well as got 6 years of experience in the industry. We've got Raj. He's an electrical engineer. He is the director. He got 7 years of experience in the industry. Kumaresh Dara, he's the head of IoT. Again, experience of 6 years. And Sneha, again an MBA. And then Riddhika. Then we have recently onboarded Mr. Vikas Goyal. He is now the co-founder of My Ikigai. He is an electronics engineer as well as an alumni of IIM Ahmedabad. So there are like multiple of the challenges in the EV industry if we directly relate some of the challenges to the charging stations itself. So first of all, the mismanagement of the real-time information and misplacement of the real-time information is there. Then we have the second most challenge is the data management and its related analytics. Then if I talk about the next of the challenge, which is the power grid integration, network scalability, and remote monitoring and diagnostic of the EV charging station and its related infrastructure. So how we are solving this problem? So we will be utilizing the existing infrastructure, which is almost like 2,500 of the chargers of the HPCL, and will onboard an IoT device, which is called the charging management system, which will extract the data in real time out of this existing assets. Now the data will be transferred into two of the things, which is directly to the cloud. Then it goes to the HP mobile application, which could be powered by My Ikigai, or HP has its own EV charging application, which is called the eCharge. So that the relevance would be for the customer side, it is going to be real-time information, easy and quick reservation, booking services, and then you can pay as you go, so utilize these kind of services. But if I talk about HPCL, what they'll be getting? So they'll be getting a SaaS product, which is indigenously developed by us, both the IoT SaaS and the application, if I talk about. So the SaaS product delivers the management of the charging stations and the fault detection and maintenance through the IoT device, which is directly related. And then you can do the data analytics over there based on you can take major of the decisions, which is related to the expansion of the overall network. And as per my belief, HP looks forward to go to 5,000 of the chargers by 2025. So by utilizing this kind of data and managing that, we can allocate the chargers, we can detect the faults, and we can maintain the overall network that is available across the network. So how we are doing it? there is two types of data flow, the admin data flow, and then we have the user data flow. So these are the parameters which we have identified. There are like multiple other parameters which we have worked upon. These are the few of them, and these are the data that is being exchanged between the cloud, the IoT, and the existing infrastructure. Yeah. So what we are doing is we are working on the CTPT part. Apart from that, we are working on the image recognition. And apart from that, if I talk about, we are also working upon the proximity sensor so that we can actually get the real-time information across the network. So
I'll explain a basic diagram. I mean, there are two services that we're working on. So right now there are two ways a person can get their EV charged. One is they can do a battery swapping. Otherwise, they can go and check, put their vehicle on a charging station, right? So we're working on both those use cases. One use case is when I have the time. Let's say I'm traveling on a road trip, I move to Pune, and I have a bandwidth. I stop at a restaurant or at a pre-designated stop where I can, in advance, book a slot for my charging. I'll be having my lunch, dinner, and breakfast, whatever the time. I'll have 45 minutes of time. During that time, I have a stipulated charger available to me, and I get the charging. On the second case, let's say Mr. Sandeep comes, right? And the charger is booked. There's another option of battery swapping, where he can come at a different price range and swap the battery and immediately get a charge. And that depends. See, then there are the two use cases, either the pricing and the timing. Depending on the user's requirement, he can do that. This is the architecture. Previous one was the architecture for booking the charging station, time slot booking for the charging station. This is the architecture for battery swapping. So let's say this is the swapping port. There are C1, C2, C4, 5 chargers. Either the user can go and charge the vehicle, or he can go and swap the battery. Here we have we have developed the proximity sensors. We use IoTs. We use cloud management system where HP would real-timely getting the reports if there's a vehicle parked there. HP would be in the real time getting reports if what's the charging, if the charger is working or not, if the health of the battery is working or not, and out of let's say 12 batteries, how much batteries are charged. Also, there's another facility. Let's say Mr. Sandeep or maybe let's say Mr. Ajay wants to get a vehicle. He's in a need of a battery, but the battery is 50% charged. He can also come and pay 50% for the charging and swap the battery right away. So those are the basic things. And since I'm being from a tech background, I work with Microsoft, I work with Google, I'm a cloud architect. The whole system is all integrated through cloud, and we make sure that we are developing this at the bare minimum of ISO 27001 standards of security. That's our base standard.
Okay, so what is MyIkigai? So MyIkigai is not an organization which is only managing the chargers. MyIkigai is a platform as a service, which is a combination of softwares and hardwares, which integrates all the 3 channels of the EV sector, which are the mobility, charging, and battery swapping under one umbrella. So we are the pioneers of capturing all the market together at one place. So you can say that we could be the Walmart for the EV industry. So this is the dashboard. After having a presentation, for the second round, we went into the depth of the requirement of HPCL. So that is how we came up with the idea of developing this charging management system. First, we had the super admin, which is an integration of all the 3 channels, chargers, batteries, and technicians, as well as the vehicles at one place. You can see each and every parameter over there related to each and every asset that you have placed across the network. But this is specifically designed within a month and developed by us specifically for HPCL. This is for the chargers, which is related, which is required in the network. So if I showcase the prototype to you, video, I think. So this is the prototype. This is how it looks like. This is a working prototype which we have developed within a month. So now you can manage your chargers over there. You can see how much revenue you're generating, how much energy you have consumed, what are the faults that you have detected, basically like voltage fluctuation hazard. So if you click on the report, so it will show you the overall report related to that. What is the main cause of this particular fault? And similarly, what you can see is how much total of the sessions has been taken on daily basis, monthly basis, or weekly basis, or maybe per annum. Then you have the section for unique customers, and then you have the total revenue generated on what particular day there is a highest revenue. right? Then the energy consumption
Using
is
this
there.
data, just to add on the point, using this data, HPCN can plan which geographies to expand in, what specific locations to expand the number of chargers, and other ways.
So if I go over there at the charging station, suppose there is an HPCL charger at Ajit Singh Nagar, I'll click on that. Now I'll get 4 of the parameters: the charger performance, the energy management, the fault detection, and its related analytics. So if I go over there, maybe for energy management, so what I can see is for the last 12 months, this is the data. Fault detection, I can go over here, see the reports. For user analytics, how has been the user reviews? We can see over there. We can see the traffic at a particular station or maybe across a region, right? Then you have the access, where you can design your own policies, where you can use or where you can manage your own assets, right? As well as human resources that you have allocated. So there is a client, then there is a sub-client, then there is a technician at the petrol pump or a station. You can add a policy over here, right? And then you can edit the policies over here. You can add or remove people over here. Then you have the transactions over here, where exactly the transaction has been happening. And then if I talk about the ticket size, what are the complaint that has been raised, right? Who is resolving that? Who has been allocated this particular problem? And then you can get to the help section. And here you can manage the user profile, whom you are submitting the particular software.
The standard rule management system of the things.
Right. So moving ahead, we have this IoT device, which is called the charging management system, right? So the novelty related to it, we are working on this microcontroller. We have right now used the ESP32 as of for the testing purpose, but we'll be developing their own microcontroller using the technology of VHDL and FPGA related to this thing. We're also working on the AI integration of this particular model. So the algorithm for this particular software has already been designed as well as for the hardware. Then we have been certified by Delhi Technological University for the development of the prototype of our mobile application, the charging management system, and super admin dashboard. This is our mentors list. Professor Girish Kumar, he is the CEO of DTU IIF. Sanjeev Dangiji, he is the vice president at Dickey. Dr. Pushpendra, he is a CEO of Health Solutions, and multiple others mentors. These are the partners. We have been backed by organizations like IIT Mandi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Roorkee, iCreate, Delhi Technological University, and others. We are the winners of Nurture Idea Hunt, which has been organized by Prime, IIM Calcutta, as well as Maruti Suzuki. We have been recognized by Maruti Suzuki under top 12 startups. We have been recognized by IIT Ropar under top 30 startups. We are the finalist and the runner-up E4 challenge by Shell. We are also been recognized by organizations like Mercedes, Hyundai. They have already shown their interest to partner with us. And thank you. And add on to that, I would like to showcase something which we have identified during our research related to the HP and its related e-charge application. So these are the flows that we have identified during our research when we were developing this whole product on the mobile application of HP e-charge. So there are like multiple flows which we can cater on later on. Thank you very much.
Just a market analysis and our inputs to that.
So add on to that, we have been reached by Delhi government itself for their pilot project at Dwarka for their rental services and the charging management.
We're open to questions, sir.
So we are open to questions. Thank you very much.
So this application you've developed recently, or how much time?
So we developed the hardware, the sensors and all. We can also show that video where the hardwares are done.
That we will, okay, hold on to that. So no, my only thing is, like, you talked about two things. One is charging and the platform as a service, like, this pass, and then, the charge management system. How do you see the business proposition and dashboard and other things? Now, as of now, the second part, interoperability of the battery, is still not, it has not kind of matured enough. So that model, even the government has not set standards, and it is not working in the way, like, only the manufacturers, whichever they are, like Honda and all, they do it, they'll have their own system. So it has not taken the desired kind of maturities. So coming to the EV chargers again, we have got multiple kind of chargers, multiple kind of, AC, DC, and different kind of slow chargers, fast chargers, various capacities. and some of them will be kind of, off the, we will take them off because now they've outlived their utility, or maybe they're not in sync with the modern. So the challenge here is you will have many people or many app, developers who are coming up with this, that, okay, you will put everything under one app and a customer gets to book the slot, and then you get to see the, the charging, what is happening and what kind of utilization is there, and what is the revenue model. So, yeah.
Yes.
So, so it's one of too many kind of things. Like, I may be in office also, every week I get a call that, okay, sir, we are also developing, we have got a international tie-up, we are doing it in Dubai also and all that. So what is unique and what is the way forward to get out of this so cluttered kind of a space where I'm not making any money in electric charging, my dealer is not making any money in giving a slot, and then we have a host of people coming and approaching us.
Sir, I would like to add a couple of points and then other can add some things. So we were discussing this thing. We were thinking that HP as a product, as a brand name, whenever someone thinks about it, everyone thinks about energy. कि मेरे घर में gas HP से आता, oil and gas is coming from HP. Why not electric, right? Recently, we have collaborated and we are in discussions with platforms like MyGate and No Brokers, where her society के अंदर we can do is platform as a service में we can deploy our EV का charging station from HP, right? So the market is totally what you call cannibalized. We're actually able to capture the market. Everyone they're trying to do is वो लोग एक gathering system बना रहे हैं, that they are just trying to book our system like a app booking, right? What we are trying to do is actually cover the whole market, cover the whole challenges. अगर आपके सोसाइटी के अंदर, let's say you're building downstairs your building, you already have a facility available for EV charging, and every modern building is coming up with that. Even the existing ones are coming with that. So if we partner with HP and we launch a product, like let's say the society will give us $20,000 or $50,000, and we'll install a system. That system, along with our software, the whole monitoring thing and the hardware and software combination, will provide a service to the society that everyone can come and charge their systems. We can have QR scanners and the mode of payments. And on the other hand, we are actually bringing HP to every house. Charging is also one form of energy that.
So you are taking the platform away from these energy stations to the mall parkings of societies. And there again, the challenge is that where do you go to, Tata or you go to.
So that's why what we are doing is we are standardizing things. So हमारे app के अंदर you have the standard things. अभी for example, you coming from Mumbai to Pune. I just come from Pune. Sorry, Mumbai, right? रास्ते में if I would have been in EV, तो मेरे charging station पे जो restaurant था, I would have already an option to book the slot, right? That no one is doing till now, right? And also if I am booking, I also know what my vehicle is. It's I'm using Nexon, so I can put कि मैं Nexon use कर रहा हूँ. I want this slot of charging. तो वो एक data analytics का angle है. And then obviously इसका expansion scope भी है कि इस geography में EV vehicles ज़्यादा हैं. Then we can put the data analytics and see कि इस पे क्या-क्या expansion है. Down the line we can grow that.
Sir, I'll add on to this thing.
Yeah, please.
Right. So we'll take example of the HP and its related organization. So Eximo is there, Static is there, whom HP has partnered, right? And for battery swapping, Smito is there, whom HP is actually promoting, right? So I've been in touch with these founders, the founders of Static and other organizations, right? They're not even able to relate to the real-time exchange of data till date. Only the first organization which announced this thing was ChargeZone, which is actually providing you the exchange of real-time data. And that was again developed by an organization which is based out of US. So in India, we are the only organization which is doing that, the exchange of data in real time by utilizing both the IoTs as well as the softwares. So it is not just an application, it is an integrated solution which works on the machine learning and AI technology, right? So patentability is there. So once we have that, because the software part has already been, we have the MVP for the software. We are working on the development of the PCB as well as the microcontroller. Once we have that by the end of this quarter itself, right, we'll be filing the patent for that. So the IP integration is there. Now, the other organization, they do not have access to this kind of data and this kind of IP technology. So that is the advantage we have over others. And to cater the another question which you asked related to the government and its initiative, like multiple of the organizations which are working, government has now brought, I would say, they have announced this thing related to the interportability of the chargers. right? So now you can use one charger in the other car and the other chargers in different kind of vehicle. So the interportability is there. This has given us more edge over other people, because now what we can do is we can onboard different kind of chargers at one place, which Google is doing. But on Google, I as a person, I can register, I'm sending over here, I'll click a photograph, 360 view, and I'll put it as EV charger, but there is nothing when I go over there. But over here, you'll get the exact information which has been verified at the back end by my Ikigai.
That to real time. अगर let's say ये charger 10 मिनट पहले भी खराब होता है, as a user I will get a notification कि ये charger खराब है, we're operating something else or maybe other option.
I'll give you another option, sir. Another example. You go to multiple of the stations over there. So I was traveling from Delhi to IIT Mandi, right? During my travel, near about Panchkula, I found an Indian oil petrol pump over there. So there was a battery swapping for Sun Mobility. There was a charger from Okaya. Both were showing active on their mobile application, but actually there was shut down. There was no electricity. But as a end user, what I will think, I'll go over there, and then what happens is a wastage of time and wastage of energy. Both is there. So we are protecting that.
Just one question. As a SaaS service, you are providing a solution. Anything else like as business level, other than this space?
So we are working only into EVs. What we are doing is integrating all the three channels at one place, right? That is the only sole purpose that we have right now.
And down the line, the plan is to bring electric charging to every home, every society. Like the home brand HP is, we want to create the home brand which provides electricity charging.
So I'll rephrase it for better understanding. Energy at every house. Simple.
Sure.
I think you have written very well there, unifies mobility, charging and battery.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and behind that you have given so many technology and all those things. If as a layman I have to understand,
right,
and in a layman language if you have to speak so that it gets convincing,
right?
How you can explain?
Okay, so we'll take example of Walmart, right? आप Walmart जब सुनते हैं तो आपके दिमाग में सबसे पहली चीज क्या आती है? What comes to your mind when you hear this word? Maybe Reliance Fresh, Reliance Trends, or Walmart. Multiple brands, multiple of the accessories, multiple of the clothing at one place, right? So that is what we are doing for the EV industry. Multiple services at one place.
One-stop shop for everything.
One-stop solution for everything.
Charging, we want to keep, let's say even he wants to start, he has a restaurant. He wants to start his own EV station. We can provide kits. Down the line, the plan is for capital and other factors. Now when we can even sell those chargers at a good profit, that he can start his own EV station at his restaurant.
Right. So I'll have a different kind of revenue source now.
Tell me, what is the entry barrier for other companies to enter into this business?
Sir, the only organization which is working in this particular sector is Tesla across the globe. There is no other organization which is working on this particular technology right now, right? So for
is there any entry barrier?
Yes, that's what I'm coming to. So once the patentability is there, then I think it is going to play a very vital role in terms of entry barrier. And the other organizations which are working, they won't become the competitors of my Ikigai. What they'll become is the partners. For example, Static, ChargeZone, they'll become the partners, not the competitors.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
How long do you think this kind of business will be the real? Come to that question again.
Sure.
You have written asset management system is your main focus area. In this is one. What else you are doing?
So sir, multiple things. One thing is asset management. Let's say this whole software is for the person who's owning an EV station, a charging station, right? Second thing is we are actually planning to pilot into the direction, and with obviously the support from HP and other vendors, where we bring the products to a home. We can actually bring a product. Let's say a restaurant owner can start their own revenue model, 15,000, 20,000 bucks. There are only a couple of players, 2 players are already there in the market working on these revenues, and they have a very huge TAM there, right? So our idea is to gather initial market, gather some patentability, gather some credibility, and then move to that direction, maybe in a couple of quarters.
So
okay, now my
related
first
to the
question.
numbers, I'll add on to this thing. I'll relate to the numbers. The TAM for the whole market is $733 million right now. And the SOM is $423 million right now. And the charges that is available across India is like almost like 17,185, right? That is the exact number that is available across. So if we see the units, right, then they're like nil of the player. There is none of the player who's actually doing that, the integration for the chargers and promoting the interoperability. So this is what we are doing. And yes, your next question, sir.
No, that is my first question. How long do you think this business will be there?
Will be in operations, right? So sir, we plan to do our pilot by the month of April end. So we'll be doing.
I am asking a forecast of the model. What you are telling me.
Okay.
This particular business itself.
Okay. So sir, if we go for 20 quarters, we'll be in positive EBITDA by the end of 6th quarter once we do the operations. And then by 20 quarter will be.
My question I have not understood. What I am trying to tell. Then I'll give more background on this. See, today you have less number of charges, cabs. So this kind of requirement is coming to exactly match with the demand versus where it is available. In future is not going to be there. Each house is going to have, each office is going to have, each corner will have. If EVs is a successful technology,
right?
Then people will not look for this.
So that is what we found out. We did our market research. We found out that the charging stations that are inside the city are having very less revenue as compared to who are on highways in the outside city. That's why we're coming up with a product that any person who is on a remote location or on a highway location, there are multiple players that can be converted to a EV charging station and will be getting money on that product. So a competitor brand is doing that. I'll not name it. They're selling the EV charger and thus the charging facility for $20,000. We have designed the product and with the integration, we can sell it for 15,000 with 3 times more the facilities and functionalities. Right now, unka charger band pad jata hai, but nobody knows the charger band hai. But in our case, it will be all real time. Everything would be better.
So, sir, add on to this thing.
Sure.
Right. So basically, this is just the tip of the iceberg, which we have shown over here. Maikigai is bigger organization. We are a platform, right? So the revenue source are totally different if I talk about. So charging management is one of the revenue source that we have. Then we have the vehicle management for which we are already receiving the orders. Then we have the battery swapping for which we have already signed the MOUs with other organizations. Then you have the hardwares, which is again divided into 3 parts, which can be sold to the industry. So we have multiple revenue source, and the major revenue source which is going to play a vital role in the development of Maikigai and growth is going to be the data itself, which we can share with the industry for further development and innovation.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you.
One thing is coming from my dear friend Maruti Award.
Yes, sir. Sir, Maruti has partnered with IIM Calcutta. They have this Nurture Idea Hunt, which again, in collaboration with Prime, IIM Calcutta and Maruti. So they have identified multiple of the organization across India. So under top 10 startups, we were there. So they provide the paid POC once you are selected.
When are they expected from this space? They're not there.
So Hyundai is also looking forward to get into rentals. If I talk about that too in EV. So they are also in need of these kind of applications where.
You are talking basically on charge management. Maruti is not even there.
Right.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, all the 5 finalists. You have done a splendid job. Good presentation. Yeah. Except the jury, now we all move out. Jury will discuss. We will give the time to jury for discussion. We will all move out for 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
You have a subjective marking or objective? Is subjective ranking or objective? All those 5 parameters only. You can do 5 best marks. 5 out of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have on this, 1, 2, 3.